campus walkout was being planned regarding this event, and there were also threats to Dawson's safety. Dawson says he's absolutely disgusted by the cancellation, which he says is only capitulating to the leftists and what they want. He says that Dawson says that even though he was the one being threatened, he was not going to back down from going on campus in order to speak to students about pursuing the truth. The Pick Up the Mic events are discussions that happen between the students and an invited guest and have been occurring across the nation after the public assassination of Turning Point USA founder Charlie Kirk, who did this very thing on college campuses. A spokesperson for Turning Point USA, Jacob Lawrence, says the cancellation is frustrating and he hopes to reschedule the event in the future. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Some of the greatest blessings is just having people that care about you, to have someone that's just going to love you and make you feel important. They encourage you to be in church. They encourage you to be in prayer. They encourage you to be in your Bible. Now it's a part of my day every day. My house parents planted seeds in me that you can see where those seeds have sprouted in my life and helped change my life.
Big Oak Ranch, a Christian home for children needing a chance.
2 men were arrested in Lowndes County and charged with cattle theft. A bull and 10 cows were stolen on February 2nd. The theft is valued at $40,000. The men arrested are identified as Christopher Simmons and Calvin Hagler. Firefighters for the U.S. Forestry Service say that a wildfire in Talladega County has now been fully contained. The fire burned through 600 acres in the Talladega Ranger District. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
It's time to show your sweetheart how much you care with a Jenny Lynn's floral creation for Valentine's Day. Skip the grocery store flowers and make one quick call, 285-1000. Roses, lilies, beautiful bouquets, and gift baskets designed just for your sweetie. Call Jenny Lynn's Creations, 285-1000.
You can't control interest rates. You can't control housing inventory. And you definitely can't control what the national news decides to panic about this week. But here's what you can control. You control your timing. You decide when it's the right time to buy, when it makes sense to refinance, and when to tap into your equity to renovate, invest, or consolidate debt and free up monthly cash flow. Real estate decisions aren't one size fits all, and they shouldn't be driven by headlines or social media noise. They should be based on your goals, your finances, and your life. The smartest moves happen when you focus on what you can control and work with someone who helps you see the full picture. Give us a call at Alabama Home Mortgage today at 334-567-4223 or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. That's Alabama Home Mortgage, because there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586368, Equal Housing Lender.
Hello everyone, Robbie Pelt with Capital City Roofing. If you think about it, your home is your biggest investment in life. Your roof covers your home, so why jeopardize your biggest investment on a roofer you don't know anything about when you can deal with a reputable roofing company like Capital City Roofing? We have an A+ Better business rating and the best manufacturers and workmanship warranties available. We do all residential and commercial roofing applications that are certified through the manufacturer to ensure you get the best material and workmanship money can buy. We also have your project in our best interest before and after construction has been done. Don't hesitate to call us if you have any roofing issues or questions. We will match any of our competitors' price and give you the same great workmanship warranty. We also give free estimates. Give us a call today and let us show you the difference. 277-3311. That's 277-3311. Or you can check us out on the web at www.capitalcityroofing.com. Capital City Roofing. We capitalize the roofing industry.
Hey, this is Lyle from Margaret's Exquisite Jewelry, and I do my radio advertising on Blue Water. I'll tell you what, I use most of the stations, and I've been using it for so long. It's hard to tell with the money you spend on advertising if it does any good. When they come in and say, I heard you on the radio, I know it's Blue Water, and I love Blue Water.
Our advertisers are our biggest advocates. Call us to find out how radio can increase your bottom line. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's Conversational Radio Show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Clark.
Welcome back. We only left for, 21 hours? Not too bad. I guess today's the Wednesday edition of the program.
Today's Wednesday. I was thinking it's Thursday.
Yeah, today is Wednesday.
Okay.
Eddie Bader here in the studio with me. And in a second, we should be joined by the founder of 1819 News, Bryan Dawson. Because did you see the news? At first, I saw the news that he was going to do a Turning Point USA event.
Yeah.
Like a Pick Up the Mic, sort of the what Charlie Kirk
Which I thought was a great idea.
was doing so well. I believe it was actually Steven Crowder who started this thing.
Okay.
Going to campuses and just having debates in public and in open or in an auditorium somewhere on the campus. And so I saw that. I'm like, well, good for Bryan.
Yeah.
It should be a rip-roaring good time.
No doubt.
And, well, the University of Montevallo has canceled the Turning Point USA Pick Up the Mic event featuring Bryan Dawson, founder and CEO of 1819 News, citing quote-unquote security concerns, including plans for a campus walkout.
What?
And threats against Dawson's safety. A notice of cancellation of the event originally scheduled for Thursday afternoon was sent midday on Tuesday. Pick Up the Mic event features, these sort of events feature interactive discussions with the featured guest and any student who chooses to participate. The events began happening on college campuses around the nation as a way to honor the life and legacy of Charlie Kirk following his assassination. I am absolutely disgusted by the cancellation of the TPUSA event at Montevallo. While I was the one threatened, I wasn't backing down. The pursuit of truth at Alabama colleges is too important. Yet because leftist students raised a stink and the administrators were ideologically sympathetic, the university paid the dang geld by canceling, Dawson said in a response to the news of this indefinite postponement, which might as well be called cancellation.
Yeah.
Montevallo is feeding the left what they want.
Exactly.
We will be Minneapolis, Dawson goes on, if we keep caving to these college radicals. I urge alumni of Montevallo to reach out to the administration and let them know what you think.
Okay, you spent a lot more time in college than I did, but I thought a place like that was a great place to exchange ideas.
You would think.
I mean,
But you're asking the wrong guy. I was mostly just ripping the bong during the college
I
days.
get it, but I mean, that's...
Like, let all you fruitcakes out there and, like, you can debate and save the world.
But that's part of your college experience, not just ripping the bong, but
getting down
to
there and
have
debating.
just open discussion.
Having it out with folks, yeah.
I mean,
I would debate the preachers.
Well,
I'd debate the teachers.
Well, by doing this, you're letting free speech get thrown out the window, to say the least. But also, you're letting, I hate to use a George Bushy thing, but you're letting the terrorist win.
Letting the terrorists win?
You're
yeah,
letting
you
them
get
win.
the heckler's veto going on. The
So,
mob
so
veto.
let's say Joey is going to be at some nice event, and I don't like Joey. All I got to do is call him up and go, hey, I'm going to protest if y'all let Joey talk. In fact, I'm going to go talk to some of your lame students and go, hey, we're going to do a walkout. If you walk the hell out. Who cares? We got our money.
1819 News spoke with Jacob Lawrence of Turning Point USA, who said that while he is frustrated, he is also hopeful the event will be rescheduled for a future date.
So how does the Turning Point USA fans put pressure back on the school and go, hey, what's up? What's up with that?
Alumni and current students can talk to the administration about it. Lawrence, the representative from TPUSA, says, obviously we wish the event had gone on. We believe that the Pick Up the Mic initiative events are important for the campus
100%.
and the open discussion of dialogues. We don't condone threats of violence, and we think it's very counterproductive. For college campuses are spheres and the public square of ideas for college students. The fact that we had to reschedule an event due to threats of violence is just unhelpful for society.
I agree 100%. Dude, you double down on that.
But here we've got, and April Marie Fogel wrote this up for 1819news.com, we've got this cancellation followed the announcement of increased security measures sent to students via campus-wide email on February 4th. So it's before the event was actually canceled. The Montevallo authorities powers that be, sent out this email, quoting them. Recent student concerns related to an upcoming guest speaker, Kenneth Bryan Dawson, invited by a student organization, have been brought to the attention of university administration. The administration cares deeply about the safety and well-being of all students In response to students' concerns about campus safety, extra security measures and personnel are in place for this event. No student is compelled to attend the event, and those who have concerns about their safety are encouraged to avoid the event. All campus facilities will remain accessible during this event. The university supports freedom of expression and all students expressing their rights granted by the First Amendment and state of Alabama law. Free speech on college campuses is fundamental to openness, allowing students to hear diverse viewpoints and explore the world through new lenses. This diversity of thought enriches students' minds, helping them develop the critical thinking skills needed to thrive in a complex society. A free exchange of ideas includes extending that freedom to all, including us, and then they canceled.
Yeah, they can't stick by their own words. I see that all the time where people have these big leadership statements, or this is our company manifesto, and they can't stand by it. It's words. That's pathetic.
Yeah, and they said, due to increased publicity surrounding the event, the University of Montevallo is evaluating campus safety and security measures to keep all students, faculty, staff, and guests safe at events hosted by student organizations.
Okay, so if I'm a lawmaker, I'm sure that place gets a little bit of money.
Sure.
Why are you trampling on somebody's free speech? And let's be honest, how many people complained? You probably had 3 people.
It's very frustrating. Very frustrating indeed. And hopefully we'll be able to get in touch, have Bryan Dawson.
Lack of fortitude on their part, man. What a bunch of wusses. Hey, let's do some testosterone checks up there.
Testosterone checks? You think that's the problem?
I bet that is.
There's something in the water up there.
Either that or they're putting it in there themselves.
Yeah. Do you think there's any hope for a lot of these children's?
Yeah.
I mean, I think there is.
Yeah, because there are more and more, and I see it, there are more and more every day that are coming on board to, hey, we're getting too soft.
Yeah, I think we are getting too soft. Way too soft. But I don't think it's just the university students. I think it has much more to do with the adults, so-called, that run these places.
They're scared.
They're scared, yes. Yes, they are. Let's go to John. Hey, John, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. I just want to congratulate 1819 News for the high honor of being excluded by University of Montevallo.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that's in television like an Emmy or like an Academy Award or
leading into it.
CMA Entertainer of the Year or something like that along those lines. Because if you're being excluded by them, then that tells me you're doing something right.
Yeah, it's like I've never really been on that campus. I never have trekked around there.
Yeah,
Is it apparently like I hear it's a liberal arts school and it's like it's pretty liberal?
Apparently.
Well, most of them are. And I've been involved in education all my life, practically, and around the universities, too. And I know the reputation of it, and all of our universities have certain segments of them that are just not God-fearing, family-oriented, good people.
Yeah.
They're just not.
I agree.
And I don't know everybody. I'm not throwing everybody at the university under the bus. I'm very familiar with it. I had a lot of students that went there since we were close to it. There are a lot of good people there. But this is a political correctness thing. It has nothing to do with safety.
Yep.
Absolutely. And it has to do with the left. They say they love the stranger, but what they really love is estrangement.
Yeah.
And a lot of it, I think, goes back to I hate mom and dad.
And they have a lot of that up there.
I bet.
So it's, I've known a lot of good people that have gone to that school and have worked at that school. But
oh, sure.
There's a hierarchy now, and they're so beholden to the federal government and the policies of the past that many of us are familiar with inclusion and all kinds of things. So,
well, and there are definitely enough good people to invite and set up this event with TPUSA and get it going. And I'm sure there's a lot of folks very disappointed. And the opposite of I hate mom and dad is I'm sure there's a lot on that campus. Mom and dad are my best friends, which is also not the greatest thing in the world either.
Guaranteed the mom is.
No, that's a bad idea, too.
Mm-hmm.
You're not friends with your children.
Correct.
To me. I mean, I know there was such a push on that for a long time.
Yep.
I'm their dad. I'm not their buddy.
Right. You can be friendly. You can be kind. You can do stuff together.
And you can have a great, fun, friend-type relationship with them, but when at as we say in the cliche, at the end of the day,
Yeah.
I'm a parent, they're a child.
Yep. That's exactly right.
And that's the way God arranged it, and it's the right arrangement, too.
Yes, it is. What a shame that this has happened. But I think you're right, John, that this should be treated as a badge of honor, and here we go.
It is. So I'm proud of Bryan.
Well, I appreciate it, John.
Appreciate it, John.
272-9228. That's 334-272-9228. Well, we were supposed to talk to Bryan, but he must have got caught up doing something else.
What's the news that's breaking? Yeah, he might be.
He might be.
Yeah, a little tied down.
His dance card pretty full.
And he ain't much of a dancer.
I don't know about that. I
don't see him as someone that can cut the rug.
I think he could dance.
We'll have to ask him. I don't see that.
Depends on the type of dancing you're looking for.
Oh?
Yeah.
Some breakdancing?
I don't know if he breakdances.
Come on, he's from that generation.
I don't think he's doing that hip-hop, that hippity-hopping dancing.
Can he do the pop and lock?
What is wrong with you? What is the pop and lock? That just sounds degenerate in so many ways. 272-9228. That's 334-272-9228 if you want to get in on the conversation. And before we keep going here, this part of the program brought to you by Pest Pro Services. And they're at Pest Pro. Ashley and that great team are ready to help you with any and all of your pest control needs. It's getting time where you need to get that termite inspection done. And you might as well get Pest Pro as your regular basic pest control service company. They can help you across the board. It's actually a monthly subscription model where you get that basic package for a very reasonable monthly amount. And then you could add on top of that termite inspection and year-round termite protection, which is a great way to just protect your property from those nasty critters. You don't want to play with fire in that way. And then, of course, they can do things like wildlife control if you got a little critter, making a home out of your home. Or it could be you're looking to get rid of mosquitoes when they start to
Well, soon
rise
it's going to
again.
be nesting time for these young critters that
Yes,
are going
it
under
is.
your house to have more of those young critters.
Nesting time, is
Yeah.
that what you call it now?
Yeah, man. When you look down there, you see one fat raccoon roll in there, and then all of a sudden you see a skinny one come out, and then there's 7 more babies living under your house, or possums, or armadillos. The armadillos especially, man, because they just dig. Yeah, not a good place to be.
Let's go to Jim. Hey, Jim, how you doing?
Pretty good. Hey, I know y'all hadn't caught up on the news. I'm just kidding. This so-called kidnapping farce that's going on, I got a question for everybody out there. What happened to Minneapolis? No more riots? What happened to the dying $1 billion scam? What happened to all the riots covered? It was covered wall to wall every day.
Yeah.
The day this story broke, it disappeared.
True.
Very true.
I mean, what? Everything disappeared. What happened to the trials going on with the assassins? And what happened to the all the stuff that's going on in Congress? These depositions and stuff, and people. It just vanished into thin air.
Oh, I think
mean, if you turn on Fox, is driving this worse than anybody. They are driving this. You turn on every one of their programs at the top of the hour, they run for about 45 minutes of that hour is dedicated to this so-called kidnapping.
Well, like I think I told you, when one of their own in the industry, journalists tend to rally around that. And also, I think the protest did die down because a lot of your county-level jails and authorities there in Minnesota started cooperating a heck of a lot more. And they pulled out a lot of personnel not needing the major presence that they were having. As far as like Tyler Robinson, the alleged killer of Charlie Kirk, that case is going to be ongoing for a year before I think it even gets to a full-on trial. And then Luigi Mangione, I think I haven't looked at the latest in that regard.
That from what I've seen,
they're
again more in the defense than anything.
Yeah.
But Fox just runs this thing on a loop. Every new show that starts at the hour, they go back and they show all the same stuff again. And now they got a third note. They're doing, and it's just there's something really fishy going on. I'm not a big conspiracy guy, but there's something's going on here. This is. Have you ever seen this much dedicated? There wasn't this much coverage when Trump was shot.
Right. Well, I don't watch Fox News, so.
Yeah. But I'm just saying there wasn't this much coverage around the clock stuff like when Trump was shot. So it's just something. Do you think there's something else going on here?
Perhaps it doesn't quite add up in
Right.
the dynamics of how this all played out. But I'll just be blunt. I haven't been every second like Fox was intending following that story. I'm more praying that I hope the mother's all right, but I have my doubts.
But it's just, I mean, it's unbelievable that the stuff that's going on, and just if this woman was in such bad health, she had bad health, and she did have her medicine, so she could still be alive. It's 12 days?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I suspect she is no longer with us, but I pray to the contrary.
Yeah, but like you said, it's the media. It's a media situation, and it's the media driving the media, and they love it. It's these 24-hour news channels, they put it on a loop, and they give them something for 24 hours. Just continue to grind it out, and, like I said, it's their own people they're covering, so they're just, that's what's driving it. But it's just, I just got a feeling that something else is going on besides this. But anyways, I'm not watching the news 24 hours. I flip over every now and then, but actually I'm watching Yancey Derringer right now. And for all you old people out there, you know what I'm talking about. 1959, Yancey Derringer. Good show.
Yancey Derringer.
You ever watched it? You got to watch it. Go on Roku channel there and look it up. It just lasted 1 year, but it's a guy in New Orleans, and he's got an Indian and who doesn't speak, and he goes around doing good deeds. It's kind of like the Lone Ranger on Bourbon Street.
Yep.
Nice. Okay.
And
Derringer.
yeah. And I just a little more trivia. I had one of his belt buckle things that he really didn't have, but Mattel made a toy back in the 50s, and it was a belt with a big buckle, and the buckle hidden on the buckle was a little Derringer. If you pushed a button on the buckle, this Derringer popped out and shot a cat in the cat. I mean, I had one of those things, along with my Davy Crockett outfit and my Zorro outfit.
That's right, Davy Crockett outfit.
I had a Zorro outfit, and it had the sword, and on the end of the sword, it had a thing where you put a piece of chalk on the tip of the sword, so you go around making Z's on the wall. See how they stuff kids miss, man?
Yep.
They didn't have all this neat stuff. I had a Davy Crockett flintlock and a pistol and a canteen I kept filled with chocolate milk and a powder horn. And, anyways, I just ramble on here. But this thing with the Montevallo, I was shocked. I thought that was a pretty conservative university, but obviously not.
It's not.
Not more than that, or more than they're showing, yeah.
Yeah, well, these people that organize this stuff, I guarantee you most of this is coming from the outside.
Mm-hmm.
It's driven, so. Oh, well, they missed out. It's their loss.
Yep, there you go.
Well, you keep watching some more old-timey TV, and you ignore the stupid Fox News. I trained my father to stop watching it, and I'm glad that you're not watching. You're just flipping over and going, "That's this again." Same old crap.
Really, you got to turn to the Roku channel there. They got they got all the old shows, man. I've already run through. I've got about 2 more episodes of this. I've already watched the Lone Ranger and the other stuff here. So I've got to find something else. But hey, it's pretty entertaining.
There you go. Well, appreciate the call, Jim.
All right, y'all have a good one.
See you, bud.
Yeah, and Bryan Dawson's at a lunch that's running long, so he'll join us eventually here on the program. Whether in the next segment or next hour, we'll get him on.
I bet his lunch isn't as good as mine.
Oh, yeah, Eddie walked in, and he's like, it's one of those days where it's like, I need a treat.
I do need a treat.
This is what I want.
Treat myself.
So your lunch was some tea?
A sweet tea.
Sweet tea?
Yeah, large sweet tea.
And what did you put with that sweet tea?
A
like a pastrami
slice
sandwich?
of red velvet cake, Joey.
Sweet tea and red velvet cake.
Yep, I deserve it.
Extra red.
Yeah, it is.
From Chappie's.
From Chappie's, though. They got a great cake. So
I ate a Conecuh wrap there this morning.
See?
Yeah.
But I specifically went there just for the cake.
Yeah,
it was
when he
close
walked
to the
in,
closing office.
like a grown 55-something-year-old man, big man, by the way, big man on campus. He walks in, grown man walks in, and he takes out of his bag, and he's eating red velvet cake right in front of me as we're getting ready for the show. Really?
It's lunch.
Nobody's ever going to take us seriously, and maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah, but I bet they'll listen to see how good the cake is. Who doesn't love red velvet cake, by the way?
No, I do.
Somebody told me that, and I don't know this, but red is really just chocolate as food color. I don't want to know that. I want to think this is a unique red flavor.
It is chocolate.
Yeah, it's red flavor.
You ever had Coca-Cola cake?
Yeah.
When it's done right, it's
really
very good.
Yeah.
Now, it can be like they cooked it 3 days ago and it's dry.
And then they can't figure out why you give them the funny look.
Right. But fresh Coca-Cola cake is fantastic. Anyway, before we hit this break, quick rundown.
What do we got going on today?
A lot of stuff going on, like Pam Bondi in front of the Congress, the Attorney General, and apparently her and Thomas Massie get into it.
Oh.
And she is not responding in a substantive way. She was like, you just have Trump derangement syndrome. You're a failed politician. And then Jerry Nadler was trying to get at her, and she's like, you're not even a lawyer anymore. You're washed up. Just attacking, and you didn't release this correctly, Pam. Well, the stock market's above 50,000.
Oh, boy.
So we got plenty of clips we can go to for that.
Oh, boy.
The January jobs report came in, and much higher than expected. 100,000 more jobs than 130,000 jobs, 172 if you count farm payrolls at private. You actually see a decline in the 30 or 40s thousands of federal work.
Yep.
And, I mean, this is beating expectations. It's going in the right direction. Wage growth. This is what you need at the beginning of the year.
Do you think, and I'm waiting for them to try to take credit for it, but do you think they're going to say because of this mass evacuation of aliens we're having, illegals, that we're able to put Americans back to work? That's what I'm waiting for.
Oh, there's some of that going on,
There's some, but...
Well, and it's also the little anecdotes. I watched this week's Kill Tony, which, by the way, was one of the funniest I've seen in a long time. I won't...
Is that Chinese lady back on there yet?
No, she's not on that one, but Sal Volcano is hilarious on there. Greg Fitzsimmons is there.
I love Fitzsimmons.
And there's a surprise extra special guest that isn't on the billing.
Really?
That is my favorite. Okay. We'll be right back.
Nice.
And it starts with William Montgomery. He doesn't close it. He starts it. You might have Timmy No Breaks closing things out.
He's one of my faves, man.
Mm-hmm. So, no, it's a great episode, but they have one guy on, and Tony's like, well, what do you do? And the guy's like, I do a lot of HVAC and other stuff. He's like, oh, well, where? And that's my Tony Hunt Club.
Doing pretty good, buddy.
And
don't change.
Oh, my God. Unbelievable.
Don't go changing.
No, and he's like, data centers. Most of my work is data centers. So that's a little, it shows there is a lot of stuff being built in Texas and it's showing the spinoff jobs because people think data center, you're like, well, what's the permanent work going to be? Well, there's going to be a lot of indirect work on these things.
But
not as much as you would like.
Not as much
like a Hyundai
like,
plant being plotted.
Right, but I don't, the fact that data centers are going to cost you and me more bothers me. It's going to cost us a dime. That bothers me.
Also, got some headlines here. Next chance for the Supreme Court's tariff ruling is February the 20th. So we got a few weeks there.
I don't see them doing anything.
Yeah, I think I've been predicting they don't say, it's completely in the clear.
Yeah.
They're probably going to be like, Trump might have overstepped, but we don't have a clear precedent of defining the limits of this statute or the powers of the statute. So what we're going to do is kick it back to the lower courts and we'll hash out some formula or standard, and that'll take forever
and a day.
Yeah. And so
that's fine.
It'll essentially be like approving it without approving it.
Because I think and as Americans, we will get used to the money coming in. Once someone goes, hey, we're going to take these tariffs away, I think Americans will be used to it enough to go, no. Especially if we make it all the way down to the IRS levels of what we're hoping for.
Also, I'm sure you saw the story. The FAA abruptly closes El Paso airspace for special security reasons for 10 days. So people are freaking out. Like, what could this be? Well, they've already called off reopened airspace. And apparently the official story is the Department of War disables Mexican cartel drones over El Paso.
Yep.
So you had cartel drones entering U.S. airspace
They've
over
been
major
doing it for
airports.
a while, but I think they've figured out how to stop them now, or at least put a dent in it.
You also have the U.S. seizes 134 acres in Texas used by Mexican cartel. So it's beginning.
And there's another oil tanker we took, but we followed it. We followed it almost to where it was going to port, and then we took it.
And by the way, in Colombia is now cooperating with U.S. operations.
When we go into Colombia?
I would love that.
Me too.
Actually, kind of beautiful.
Yes.
But Colombia is now cooperating with U.S. operations. A Colombian-U.S. joint drug operation seized a lot of cocaine.
How much?
Now, when I say a lot of cocaine, I want you to guess how much cocaine.
Okay.
How much white lady did they find?
Dollar-wise or poundage?
Poundage.
5 tons.
Higher.
Really?
10 tons.
Are you serious?
10 tons of cocaine.
Manufactured, ready to go?
Yeah, baby. That had to be the good stuff. Like, you ain't going to have a hangover in the morning.
Side note on that, there was a captain in Florida that got one of those square groupers and decided he was going to sell it.
Right.
He got busted.
No, I know there's all these folks out there. If you ever mess with cocaine, if you do too much, you end up like Dirk Diggler at the end of Boogie Nights. And that's no fun. Nobody wants to be there.
But the first Cokes originally supposedly had 3.5 grams of cocaine in them.
And, maybe take a little toot, and it's like, what did you do last night? I rearranged my sock drawer.
Oh, you'll do more than that.
But that's what I did. Now, that's what I love. Somebody's a cocaine addict, and they're the most boring cocaine addict in the world. They're just...
Theo Vaughn was the best when he told the story of he locked himself out of his apartment with his blender running.
Right. Because he doesn't want any other people around him. Like, you get possessive,
That's
right?
a cokehead.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man. Also, apparently, Bombshell court docs reveal, quote-unquote, substantiated allegations about 2020 election in Fulton County.
Really?
We might be getting more about, remember when they raided recently and took the ballots? I think we're getting some more insights.
Okay, on to that.
Into why.
And I understand, I'm glad we're doing that, but how dumb do you got to be that you kept the evidence? You kept the evidence, and you know that elections have consequences. Eventually you're going to lose.
And do we know, though? Could it be like the FBI looks through it and it's like it's disappeared?
Why take that
risk? And then
risk?
they'll be like, well, the FBI destroyed it. We didn't destroy it. And it'll be this whole he said,
you
she
do the whole
said.
we lost it.
We lost it.
That's been the big thing that works here lately. We lost it.
Right.
Unintentionally.
Right. By the way, the Trump administration's unveiling plans to cut healthcare costs even more.
Nice.
Apparently, some Democrats are panicking ahead of the 2026 midterm elections because as much as they throw crap at Trump, and Trump has shot himself in the foot, especially
a few times
with the Epstein thing, they're not much more popular.
No.
And then, of course, really tragic. At least 10 killed, dozens injured in shooting in Canadian school and home. But did you see the sheriff or whatever their law enforcement authority is there, talked about the gunman, and somebody interrupts and goes, this person was non-binary, gun person.
It was a chick. Let's call it what it is. It was a chick. And
Absolute insanity.
Insanity is right. And until we keep trying to cover stupid things up like that with fancy words, no, that's not helping.
Right.
It was that was awful.
Anyway, there's plenty we can get into as we go on today. And again, Bryan Dawson got held up, but he should be joining us a little later in the program. And candidate to be your next United States Senator, former Navy SEAL Jared Hudson will be joining the program.
Cool.
Look forward to seeing Jared. He should be joining us over the stream.
Nice. Oh, nice.
And look forward to meeting him in person here one day before too long. But even with Trump giving the big endorsement to Barry Moore, Steve Marshall's not budging. Jared Hudson's not budging. I think Morgan Murphy's still in this thing. And a lovely lady sent me Rodney Walker's contact info if you have to reach out. But we'll definitely get Rodney in here.
Good deal.
And he's self-financing, which shows he's not raising a lot of money, but he's got a bunch of money to throw in himself.
That also tells me you're pretty much passionate when you're spending your own money.
And if he's one of those like kind of good old boy, the type of Alabama you know about, that isn't like the country club or like the prim and proper circles, but like, and they ain't that prim and proper, by the way.
Pretend.
But like, the good old boy, like the guys that just like hanging out on Lake Jordan.
Yep.
Yeah. Maybe he has something if he can self-finance. We'll see.
That's pretty good.
And I forgot to mention on the electioneering and all the election stuff going on.
Yeah.
A new Alabama poll came out. It's a poll. It's about Alabama politics. Trump popular. Donald Trump is popular.
Okay.
Not powerful. Brit endorsement, Katie Britt endorsement more influential.
I could see that.
Do you want the father of the nation or the mother of Alabama? I think more folks are going with mom these days.
Yep, right now. Let's be honest. If you had the opportunity, either one of them could do an ad for you. I would love the Donald Trump because it gives me the national factor. However, Katie Britt's my local person. Everybody's going to relate with her.
And she keeps hitting that sweet spot of like, she votes Trump 100% of the time, but then she is also willing to fight for local issues and show like, yeah, I am worried about this thing, or I am worried. Like, she's able to speak to a lot of different groups of people effectively.
Yep.
So we'll see where she goes. I still think she won't be president, though. I mean, what a pipe dream.
Joey.
I should just go back to ripping the bong in college. Yeah, Katie Britt is president.
I can see it.
Sure.
President Britt.
We haven't even had a dude as president from Alabama, let alone a woman.
That's how manly we are.
Yeah.
We'll put a woman up there for you.
Anyway, we got to hit this break. We'll be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
This is your roving reporter. Today I'm talking with a prospector. That's right, man. I'm prospecting for gold. You dig? No, but it looks like you do. And you know the first thing I'm going to do when I strike it rich? What's that? I'm going to hire David Ernest to be my money man. You mean everyone's favorite asset preservationist? That is correct, man. I'm going to call him up at 833-596-7233. 833-596-SAFE. You know, I've heard a lot of the good things about David Ernest. You know, he's the best money man around with over 40 years of experience. Experience is necessary, especially when you're digging for gold. That's right, man. And I can see that you don't have very much experience. What do you mean, man? Well, you have the little plastic bucket and shovel like a kid would take to the beach. Yeah, man, well, I want to start out small and then kind of pace myself up until I strike it rich. Well, maybe you should call David Ernest first. You think he's got a shovel? Never know till you ask. I dig, man.
Yes?
Yeah, I'm Bill. You called about some breakers tripping?
Oh, yes, Bill. My brother-in-law says you can do almost anything.
That's me. Not much I hadn't seen.
Do you really want someone who does almost anything in your electric box? Think about that, because each year thousands of home fires are caused by faulty wiring. That's why you want a professional, like the electricians at Crosby Electric.
Bill, how's it going? Bill, ooh, are you okay?
Oh, yeah, well, I didn't really need my eyebrows anyway.
At Crosby Electric, all technicians undergo rigorous safety training, as well as background checks, drug testing, and continuing education.
Bill, you think maybe I should call a real electrician?
No, these little slip-ups happen. Everybody does it.
Really?
No, not really. When you need professional electric work, or you just like someone to assess your home for safety, call the experts at Crosby Electric, 272-2085, or visit us at crosbyelectric.com.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Riverside Chevrolet Wetumpka. If it's Chevy, it's Riverside. Best price, best selection. Check them out on the web at riversideusa.net.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. We've got a weak front that'll be moving through the state today. I think the high temperature will still make it up to about 74. Risk of some spotty showers here and there, especially morning and midday. Otherwise, sun and cloud mix today, partly cloudy, cooler tonight, low 42. Upper 60s to near 70 on Thursday and Friday, quiet with lots of sunshine. Cool at night. On Valentine's Day, Saturday, I've got the high temperature up to about 72 with the risk of some spotty showers beginning on Saturday afternoon into Saturday evening. But I still think the main event will be overnight Saturday night into Sunday. Rain and thunderstorms are likely. Some of the storms may be strong to severe. We'll keep an eye on the future forecast. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
CB&S Bank, serving families and communities since 1906. Proud to be named 16th best performing bank nationally in their asset category by American Banker. Learn more at cbsbank.com. CB&S Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The premier place the River Region turns to for news, weather, traffic, and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Now, as promised, we have on the line here Bryan Dawson, CEO, founder of 1819 News. Bryan, good to hear from you, sir. How are you?
Man, if I was any better, I would explode, Joey.
Oh,
that's pretty good right there.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, it sucks, just to put it bluntly. University of Montevallo has postponed this great TPUSA event, the Pick Up the Mic event. I mean, before we get into reasons why this cancellation has happened, like, what was it supposed to be? Like, I'd imagine you were pretty excited about doing this.
Yeah, so the Pick Up the Mic, let me get off Blue. Okay, there I am. All right, so the Pick Up the Mic is essentially, in each state they're looking for someone who can, sit on college campuses and actually continue having the debates that Charlie was having with students on campus. And, there's been some people that they've had go around and speak to groups, but no one has been able to actually, do the toe-to-toe debates, for long periods of time on college campuses. And so, they approached me and asked if I'd be willing to do it. And I said, of course. And we're just honored, to be able to continue Charlie's legacy in that way. And they've signed me up for a bunch of different campuses, and the first one was supposed to be Montevallo tomorrow, and that got canceled, as you know. And so happy to dive into whatever aspects of it, but it's crazy to me. I think the biggest problem from my vantage point as someone with small children is that when you give into a toddler, so say you're in the grocery store and a toddler throws a temper tantrum, and you just give him a candy bar to stop throwing the temper tantrum, you're now going to get a temper tantrum whenever he wants a candy bar, right? And so you're training them that their tactic works. And so this liberal mob on the Montevallo campus, these students, this kind of Marxist Bolshevik mob of students, has thrown a temper tantrum, and the university and administration gave them what they wanted. And so the temper tantrum tactics have proven effective. And so what that means is that I'm now going to have more intense, the frequency will increase, the intensity will increase with these tactics with every succeeding event, right? So every campus I go to now, instead of 1 or 2 death threats, I'm going to get 10 or 20, and instead of 50 protesters, I'm going to get 100. Which fine, whatever. But by them caving, they're teaching the left that what they're doing is working and that it's good. It's emboldening them, and like I said, it's gonna result in increased resistance and more intense resistance from these factions.
Well, and I imagine the actual security threats were against you, and talked about being emboldened. Knowing you, folks before they threaten you should go rewatch Braveheart and Tombstone to know who they're dealing with.
Well, yeah, I mean, my philosophy is this. It's kind of two-pronged. One, I'm in the culture war to win it. I'm not in the culture war to do it and profit from it or be in the if I'm in it, I'm in it to win it, and losing is not an option. And in order to win, you're going to have to put yourself in places that could be dangerous. You're going to have to we're going to have to push back against this stuff, and that can make our lives uncomfortable. But we're not going to achieve the victories that we need to achieve to save our state, our nation, our civilization, unless we're willing to experience some level of discomfort. And so, I want to do that. And, recently when I was on the plane with Tucker Carlson, we were flying out to do our event, and I was talking to him about this incredible security team that we had put together for him, and he just kind of laughed. He's like, yeah, I mean, you guys, my wife, my kids are all concerned about my security. He's like, but I don't care. God knows when I'm going to die, and he's given me a mission, and so I'm going to go do my mission until I die, however that may come. And I was like, bro, that's incredible. And I said, and again, I'm talking to Tucker Carlson, which is, you have to pinch myself even thinking about it. But I said, it sounds very Stonewall Jackson-esque, right? And Stonewall Jackson, one of his famous lines was that my religion teaches me that I'm as safe in battle as I am in bed. The Lord knows the number of my days, and if all men believe such, they'd be equally as brave, right? And that is very much how I feel, and that's what it's going to take if we want to see any movement in a good direction.
Now, what do you think actually triggers the leftists so much? I mean, I had a guy, John, calling earlier saying this is a badge of honor to you and to 1819 News to be canceled by that group. And I was thinking, well, there's a lot of folks that just hate mom and dad, or there's a lot of folks that are best friends with mom and dad. Or could it be like they just don't like you saying that Montgomery's got that gay race communism, or, the Hoover Caliphate?
Yeah.
What do you think it is that gets these folks going about you so much?
I forgot I did podcasts on the Hoover Caliphate and the gay race communism of Montgomery. Stephen Reed is the Nelson Mandela of Montgomery. It's a good time. I think it's all of that. I think it's also my striking good looks.
Yes.
I mean, how could you not hate that? That's definitely it. No, I do. I think it's the fact that, communism, Marxism, if you read Solzhenitsyn, help me with that, Joey, is that he says, live not by lies. And the thing is that we have been programmed into not talking about the things that we're not allowed to talk about and to focus on the things that we're told to focus on. When someone comes along and they start breaking all of those orthodoxies, because in order for us to win, again, it's about winning for me. In order for us to win, we're going to have to talk about the things that they tell us that we can't talk about, because they've strategically made it to where you can't talk about the things that if you talk about them, you'll win, right? And so winning is right outside of the Overton window. And so you have to move that Overton window. You have to talk about the things you're not allowed to talk about. And I think that's what it is that I'm waking people up. I'm opening people's eyes, not just me, but 1819 News and everybody, including you, that's involved with our mission is cutting back against the grain. And we're taking ground from the left, and that has to be silenced.
Yeah, what do you make of this thing, and especially with my recent, in many ways because of what happened to Charlie Kirk, my recent reversion back to faith? In a way, I feel at peace when I'm able to actually study Scripture and then read like great commentaries from early church fathers and so many great resources online. And then I find the other space online where, in particular, I was struck as I wrote about this week, as I looked at the comment section of that recent New York Times piece on Katie Britt, all these libs saying, well, you're not a real Christian. Y'all have a different Bible. I'm like, maybe that's progress of a kind, that we're using Christianity and Scripture as a standard, but I suspect that this is a selective weapon for a lot of these types, and I also suspect they don't actually love the stranger, they actually love estrangement, and using whatever potential biblical aspect as a demonic weapon against folks by twisting it.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with that, and I will say, Joey, your spiritual journey has been something I've been very excited to watch as your friend over the last 5 years, something I've prayed for, and so it makes me happy. But yeah, I think the left, I've said this on my podcast often, that secularism, Marxism, communism, the woke mind virus, progressivism, whatever you want to call it, it's all the same thing. And it's an antichrist ideology. And when I say antichrist, I'm not talking about the book of Revelations and the Antichrist. I'm talking about like it's literally antichrist. Everything that these people say is good, God says is bad, and everything that God says is bad, they say is good, and they put in a parade in front of your children, right? And so their ideology is a one-to-one opposite of the Christian faith, which means that the ideology is antichrist, and their goal is to destroy Western civilization, which is Christendom, which is where Christ has dominion. And so they're coming in to uproot this Christian civilization that is the West, that is America, that is Europe. They're doing it with demographic replacement, through demographic warfare and the mass migration that they're doing. They're doing it through hijacking our institutions, our seminaries and churches, our schools, our legal structure. All of these things, they're taking them and flipping them upside down and pointing them against us who created them to destroy us with them.
Yeah, and I think actually that at the end of the day is what triggers a lot of these folks the most, is like, oh, he actually means it. A lot of folks say it, but he actually believes this. And I think, it's to be expected, right, when you actually believe that you're going to get this sort of reaction.
Yeah, no, he actually believes that this Jesus character was actually the Son of God, that he lived a perfect life, and then he died and he was crucified, and when he died, his death paid for our sins, and he rose from the dead and ascended into heaven. Yes, I believe that, right? And that does bother them, for people who actually believe that and live as though they believe it.
Well, I appreciate your time today, Brian. I hate the event was canceled, but I hope it gets actually rescheduled, and I'm sure there's going to be other events across campuses in this lovely state of ours.
Yeah, no, there's a whole bunch of other campuses have reached out and want me to come do Prove Me Wrongs, and then also speaking engagements. So very excited, as I said, very honored to be able to continuing Charlie Kirk's legacy here in the state of Alabama.
Well, appreciate it, man. We'll talk again soon.
All right.
Again, that's Bryan Dawson, founder, CEO of 1819news.com. We got to hit a quick break here.
All right.
We'll be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Hey, y'all, Lewis at the Capitol Oyster Bar, located over here on that beautiful Alabama River. If you had never been here, we're easy to get to. Jump on I-65, take the North Boulevard exit, take the first exit you come to, that's Louisville Street. Hit the bottom of the ramp, turn right, and turn right again. That's 3 times, follow it to the end of the road. We're down here overlooking the river, cook up that fresh seafood. We got a fryer, we got a steamer and a grill. Then we bring in fresh seafood, got all kind of good fish coming in from Destin. All kind of good shrimp, man. I got fried shrimp, got boiled shrimp, and over here on the steamer, we got some shrimp from Argentina. They taste between a shrimp and a lobster. We got something good for you to eat down here. Don't forget, it's Valentine's weekend if somebody hadn't reminded you yet, so check everything out at CapitolOysterBar.com. You'll see what's going on down here. And Sunday afternoon, we got a special show for you. Johnny Rawls, the Soul Man, is in town, so hope to see you all this weekend. We're going to have a good time. We're going to cook you up some good food. So come on down, come hungry, y'all. And happy Valentine's to you and your love.
Welcome to Eclectic Coins, Montgomery's largest coin dealer, specializing in buying and selling investment-grade gold and silver coins. And they have a large selection of rare coins and coins from around the world. Visit them at 543 Northeastern Boulevard or on the web at eclecticcoins.com. Eclectic Coins, where collectors who know go.
Hi, this is Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop. Listen every Saturday to Winning Wellness and learn from experts in different fields of science and technology how nutritional supplements can help you.
Listen to Winning Wellness every Saturday at 10 a.m.
Trustworthy, accurate, immediate. Carrying your voice across the river region. News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Let's go right to the phones and talk to Chuck. Hey, Chuck, how are you?
Doing good, man. How about yourself, Joey?
Oh, life's good. Other than there's still a hole in my freaking house, but we're working on it.
You see daylight yet?
Love the show. Love listening. But I had to call in today because I went to one of the guys who advertises with you.
Yeah.
Was just by trademark coins.
Mm-hmm.
Met Tom. Incredible experience.
Love it.
Good.
Very, very knowledgeable. Extremely friendly, and actually I came in with a lot of coins he was able to evaluate, and basically told me what he could and couldn't do, and we did a little business, but I'll be back.
Excellent.
I appreciate you guys having him as as one of your sponsors.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And he's a great sponsor. I know he's on Greg's show.
Yeah, comes on Greg's quite often, yeah.
And be sure if you're free later, Chuck, call Greg, tell him the same thing.
There you go. Excellent. But seriously, I mean, just a fabulous human being, man.
Yep.
Enjoyed meeting him.
Good deal.
We got good folks.
Anyway, that's all I got, man. Have a great one.
Thank you, Chuck.
Getting 272-9228. Could you try
Yeah,
our
I'll give him a call.
friend over there? Coming up, we'll get into Pam Bondi being grilled on the Hill by, better or worse members of Congress. Jerry Nadler was melting into a seat. Just gross human being. It reminds me of Trump's classic tweet where he's talking about, I believe, Barney Frank. In fact, let me see if I can find that so I can actually quote this direct. Because Nadler's starting more and more to just disgust is how I feel looking at Nadler. But do you remember this classic Trump tweet before he was president, all the way back in 2011? Barney Frank looked disgusting, nipples protruding, in his blue shirt before Congress. Very, very disrespectful. And so there's a lot of that. But then I'm like, Pam's not ready for Thomas Massie. She ain't ready. But we'll watch it. We'll judge it in full. But let's talk to Austin Branco with Invista Advisors. Hey, Austin, how are you?
Oh, having a great week, Joey. How are you and Eddie?
Pretty good, man.
Life's pretty good. This jobs report that came out, better than expected, right?
Yeah, a little better than expected. Markets aren't too flustered by it, that's for sure. We had a little volatility yesterday, but nothing crazy. But, man, what I'm watching right now, it's really unique, is what's going on in the Japanese market. I don't know if you followed kind of the resounding win of this Takaichi Sanai prime minister. And their markets have been on fire ever since she had that resounding victory, which is unique. So I've done a little bit of reading into that. We haven't had a ton of Asia exposure, definitely not a ton of China exposure, but Japan is an interesting place. And Brant's been talking about it a lot on Greg's show, and he's been talking about it a lot in our investment committee meeting. But it might be a good time to begin taking that market a little bit more seriously. And so that's something that I find very interesting right now.
Well, if you need a couple of representatives to go to Japan and check some things out for you, we've been talking about
seriously,
doing this
I got my passport. We've been talking about doing a long trip to Japan.
If you need some representatives, let me know. I know you're a busy man. You probably can't leave the state, but we can.
Yeah.
You'll laugh at this. I actually will be in Japan in May for about 11 days. My wife and I are going for our 10-year anniversary.
Oh, man, I'm jealous. Awesome. I'm jealous, man. I've so wanted to go to Japan.
Totally unrelated to markets, but you need to look up Al Nishka. He is the up-and-coming sumo wrestler. If you look into this guy, if he gets crowned Yokozuna, which is kind of like the highest level of sumo you can get to, he'd be the first European ever. He's from Ukraine. Wow. He's 21 years old, and he is taking the sumo world by storm. So as in preparation for our trip, I've just been trying to get ingrained in their culture, and that stuff is just super interesting to me.
Oh, that's awesome. And yeah, Eddie, we got to plan that trip.
Tell you, man.
That'd be a lot of fun. Well, before you go, Austin, let's tell folks about Invista Advisors.
Yeah, so we are a registered investment advisory, and we really specialize in anything in the financial world, whether it be planning for retirement, putting your kids through college, taking care of elderly parents, or if your parents have passed away and you're trying to settle an estate, deal with probate, that kind of stuff, buying or selling a business. These are all things that we specialize in, and we start with a plan. It's tailored specifically to the client that walks through the door, and then based on the plan that we build, we then turn around and execute on that plan for you in a suitable way. So, if you're listening to us and you've never had professional advice or you're not pleased with the performance of your current professional, we'd love to hear from you.
That number to start that conversation, folks, 387-0094. And when you call up Invista Advisors at 387-0094, be sure to say, hey, heard Austin Branco on that radio show with Joey and Eddie.
Awesome. Appreciate you guys. Y'all have a great week.
You too, Austin. See you, bro.
Again, that's Austin Branco with Invista Advisors.
The opinions voiced in this material are for general information only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. All performance referenced is historical and is no guarantee of future results. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested into directly. The opinions expressed in this material do not necessarily reflect the views of LPL Financial. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice is offered through Invista Advisors, registered investment advisor and separate entity from LPL Financial.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. Attorney General Pam Bondi appeared on Capitol Hill this morning for a House Judiciary Committee oversight hearing. Facing intense scrutiny over the Justice Department's handling of the Epstein files, she says Democrats were trying to focus on that topic rather than immigration enforcement, especially California's sanctuary city policy and refusal to enforce immigration law. She says the ones they've let go have committed a number of crimes, including 31 homicides. 10 people are dead, including the suspect from shootings at a school and a home in Canada's British Columbia yesterday. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says that President Trump was disgusted after seeing surveillance video of that masked person on the porch of Today Show host Savannah Guthrie's mother. The footage shows a person trying to cover a camera near the front door on the night that Nancy Guthrie went missing. More on these stories at srnnews.com.
Maybe this is you too. There's enormous frustration right now with healthcare costs. It is amazing. Healthcare costs for families in the last 20 years have almost tripled, and it just keeps getting worse. All this to say, this is why MediShare is so in demand right now. People are looking for alternatives, and MediShare is proven you can save thousands of dollars a year and actually like it more. Over 1 million Americans are now part of healthcare sharing, and MediShare is the gold standard. It's trusted. It works. It's been helping people save money and have peace of mind now for 30 plus years. It's not some big impersonal thing either. It's a community of people like you helping each other. So yeah, if you're frustrated too, here's your chance to make a refreshing change. You'll notice the difference as soon as you call. They're easy to talk to. You can get a price within 2 minutes. Here is the number. Call 844-94-BIBLE. That's 844-94-BIBLE. 844-94-BIBLE.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by McPhillips Shinbaum.
My name is Aaron Luck, a partner with the law firm of McPhillips Shinbaum. If you or someone in your family has been seriously injured by the negligence of someone else, call me directly.
262-1911. Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. We've got a weak front that'll be moving through the state today. I think the high temperature will still make it up to about 74. Risk of some spotty showers here and there, especially morning and midday. Otherwise, sun and cloud mix today. Partly cloudy, cooler tonight, low 42. Upper 60s to near 70 on Thursday and Friday. Quiet with lots of sunshine. Cool at night. On Valentine's Day, Saturday, I've got the high temperature up to about 72 with the risk of some spotty showers beginning on Saturday afternoon into Saturday evening. But I still think the main event will be overnight Saturday night into Sunday. Rain and thunderstorms are likely. Some of the storms may be strong to severe. We'll keep an eye on the future forecast. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, these are today's top stories. Montgomery Mayor Stephen Reed delivered his State of the City address last night at Vaughn Forest Church. Reed's speech focused on public safety, economic growth, community, and culture. Mayor Reed said he believes Montgomery is moving in the right direction and his administration will continue to work tirelessly for the city. The Alabama Department of Human Resources is issuing new chip-enabled EBT cards. The new cards have already been mailed to all Alabama EBT card holders. In order to reduce fraud and theft of benefits, the new EBT cards are automatically defaulted to block out-of-state and online purchases. A Chicago man has pleaded guilty to murder in the 2020 death of an Alabama State University student. Ivory Hall now faces a life sentence in the fatal shooting of fellow ASU student Adam Dowdle. After the murder, Hall fled to Chicago and later told a priest he shot his classmate. Hall is scheduled to be sentenced on March 9th. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
Attention River Region business owners. Local counties are now inspecting and enforcing backflow prevention requirements. Headley Plumbing is fully certified to install, repair, and test backflow preventers, helping you stay compliant and avoid costly violations. We've been serving the River Region for decades with dependable professional service you can trust. No membership, no contract, just fair, reliable service. Call Headley Plumbing at 285-3667 or visit headleyplumbing.com. In our business, a flush beats a full house.
Headley Metal Buildings has been your source for quality metal buildings in the River Region since 2007. Carports up to 24 feet wide, RV covers, storage buildings, even a sturdy metal barn up to 54 feet wide. Your structure can be customized, installed on level ground, and comes with a 20-year warranty. Let Headley Metal Buildings help you find the perfect solution. Financing available. Call 285-3667 for details or find Headley Metal Buildings on Facebook.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. For Montgomery's conversational radio show, it's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Eddie Bader in the studio with me. And in a second, we'll go to Pam Bondi being grilled by Thomas Massie over the Epstein Files release. Also, Jared Hudson, candidate for United States Senate out of the great state of Alabama.
That's
He'll
right.
be joining us over the stream at 2 o'clock, a little after 2 o'clock, Central Time, local time. And, of course, folks, if you ever want to watch stream, we have a dedicated 100 or so that watch the whole daggone show. We don't have great view numbers. We have great watch hours, though.
Right.
Which I appreciate. So you can always go to Joey Clark Live on the YouTube or follow me at the Joey Clark on X. And I throw it on the Book of Faces, too, but I don't know about Facebook, man.
They don't like you, Joey.
No,
You're
they
too
want
controversial.
they want like Greg Budell riding around in the freezing cold smoking a Virginia Slim. That's what they want, and I get it. I want it too. Like I like seeing that in my feed.
Well, imagine if it worked for him. Imagine if you did it shirtless.
I'm getting there, man. I'm getting there. But I don't know. I don't want to show off the goods. This is for me and private.
Whatever.
This is for private showing.
Okay.
Private showing.
I hear you.
Well, what? Like I should put it all out there like you did the other day?
Yeah. It's very freeing.
Is it?
Kind of, sort of.
How about your dignity? How's that? Does that feel liberated? Liberated from your dignity, perhaps?
I will say this. I've had more compliments than I've had insults.
Really?
Yeah. Unfortunately, a lot of them from dudes.
What do they look like? I was about to say, what do they look like?
Yeah, a lot of dudes.
Yeah. On TikTok, do you know these men, or are these just random men on the internet?
Just random men on the internet. There's a lot of random women too, but
I don't find this very liberating, or very emancipatory.
I got some invitations to some vacation spots.
It reminds me of another Otori, not emancipatory.
I'm just saying, dude. It's not for everybody, but it's very free. Mm-hmm. And again, if I was a woman, all these people would be behind me. You go. But because I'm a dude and I put it out there as a dude, I get shamed.
And you just discovered I saw this same thing where it was like a low cut on the back sort of dress. Yeah. Just like little spaghetti strings holding up. And it was like, it's almost like she had boobs on her back.
She had back boobs. The dress, I love the dress. I didn't realize.
Well, breasts were supposed to be on the front.
Not these.
And then what's disturbing about the video is the fella keeps playing with them.
He bought her that dress for that reason.
He bought her that dress so he could see her back flaps jiggle and wriggle with every second of movement. What is wrong? I guess each to their own.
Well, yeah, each to their own. That's what he likes. He's got what he likes. That's good.
Yeah, but keep it a private show.
That's my thought. You ain't got to share everything.
But it gives us something to talk about.
Yeah.
Did you see this crazy thing?
I mean, I overshared a little bit, but.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's a whole other level.
There's not even part 2 been let go yet.
Yeah, folks, if you don't know what we're talking about, again, this woman has people put on fat in weird ways. Like in different
that's
ways.
what part. Honestly, right. I know this is terrible, but I thought there was a goiter, but it's not. It's just fat back there.
Yeah, oh yeah, man.
I thought he was like into the goiter grabbing, but no. That's just fat.
One love handles either.
No.
It was coming from the shoulders.
But you know,
that is a weird spot to put all your fat right underneath your lats. That is a weird thing for nature to do to your physiology.
That's some storage.
Yeah.
That's storage. But, hey, he loves it. She loves him. Everybody's happy. Each their own.
Not everybody.
No. Well, you don't have to share it, though, like you said.
Now let's go to Pam Bondi.
Okay.
There's all sorts of clips making the rounds and it's again a Rorschach test because it's political theater.
Theater, you got that right, brother. The theater.
And a lot of folks are like, man, Pam Bondi's owning these libs. And then other folks are like, I think Pam Bondi's a little cagey, a little defensive, a little too defensive.
A little defensive.
Well, let's go with the
And I'm
one
a fan.
fella. Let's go with the one fella.
Oh, boy.
Who Trump cannot stand.
But they're so...
Thomas Massie.
They've got a lot in common, Joey.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, and Massie was, some street reporter came up to him and was like, sir, why don't you just go ahead and switch parties? You're always against the Trump agenda. Massie turns around and goes, I vote with the Republicans 91% of the time. When I don't, it's when they're covering up for pedophiles, starting a new war, or bankrupting the nation. And you're like, well, that goes
That's
pretty
kind of hard to argue with.
pretty good right there, actually. Let's listen in. I've yet to watch this in full. I saw some clips where she goes off that you have Trump derangement syndrome or something like that. But let's listen into this exchange happened this morning.
Memorandum targeting parents. For goodness sake, as the gentleman from California just pointed out in his 5 minutes, the gentleman from Kentucky is recognized for 5
May I
minutes.
respond very briefly to her statement?
Well, I think we can do that
Okay.
probably on
Next.
one of our members' time.
Okay, thank you. I don't want that to get away. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Behind me, I have 3 documents from the DOJ production that are emblematic of the massive failure of the DOJ to comply with the Epstein Files Transparency Act. To my right is an email that was sent by the victims' lawyers to the DOJ. It was a list of names not to redact, a list of names not to release. What did the DOJ do with this email? They released this email in the document production. Literally the worst thing you could do to the survivors, you did. And they're getting phone calls. A lot of these people didn't want to be known. And we know you touched the document because you redacted one name and you redacted the lawyer's name, but you left the survivor's name there. The next document I want to show you, that was in the title, the victims' survivors' names, all right? The title of this one is Child Sex Trafficking, Co-Conspirators, fully redacted. And by the way, I'm going to unredact them here. Les Wexner is in this. Now, your your deputy attorney general said, oh, well, he appears hundreds of times in the files, but he doesn't appear in this file until I forced you to release it, where he's listed as a co-conspirator, not to tax evasion, but to child sex trafficking, not to prostitution, not to money laundering, child sex trafficking. And then finally, what we have here is the third exhibit that I have is emblematic of the FD 302 release. These are the documents that we need that you're holding on to and over redacting because they have the names of the men who are implicated. How do we know? Because the survivors gave testimony to the FBI, and it's in there. And what happens when you go to the portal at the DOJ to look at what's behind this redaction? Another redaction. So we can't even see them. And then there's some of these files you've pulled down from the website that we will never see because we can't search the redactions. So I have several questions for you. Who's responsible? Are you able to track who in your organization made this massive failure and released the victims' names? Are you able to track who it was that obscured Les Wexner's name as a co-conspirator in an FBI document? Do you have that kind of accountability?
I believe Wexner's name was listed more than 4,000 times.
Yeah, I already told you that. This is where he's listed as a co-conspirator.
Can I finish my answer? Come on, let me finish my answer. We corrected that within 40 minutes. He was already, you're acting like everybody's trying to cover up Wexner's name.
Reclaiming my time.
I'm going to answer this question.
Reclaiming my time.
Mr.
Chairman.
This is how this works.
Can I have my time back? Mr. Chairman.
The gentlelady can give her answer. The time belongs to the gentleman from
All right, I'm reclaiming my time.
Can I give my answer?
So I'm going to put the language of the bill up on the screen.
Chairman,
Because
may I give my answer on that? It's a political joke, and I need to give my answer on that.
We'll let the Attorney General respond, and then the gentleman can move to his next question.
It's my time.
Within 40 minutes, you asked me a question.
You can give
Within
me-
40 minutes, Wexner's name was added back.
Within 40 minutes of me catching you red-handed.
There was one redaction out
Where
of
he's
over
listed as a
4,700,
co-conspirator.
and we invited
You know what?
you
Switch-
in.
show the video.
This
Show
guy
the-
has Trump
Gentlemen.
derangement syndrome. He needs
Show
to
the
get.
video.
You're a failed politician.
Gentlemen,
You need to
I
get
want
on
you to
these
watch the
matters.
video.
Mr. Chairman, please restore his time and remind the witness of the
himself.
rules here.
There is no credible information. None. If there were, I would bring the case yesterday that he trafficked to other individuals.
Is that your position as well?
My position is any victim who comes forward, of course, we would love to hear from them. 1-800-CALL-FBI. Did you ask Merrick Garland that the last 4 years? Did you talk about Epstein?
I am
at
reclaiming
all
my
the
time.
last
I'm
4
glad you're
years?
asking about Merrick Garland.
You don't get to reclaim
because this
time when
is
you don't-
bigger than
when you can't-
Watergate.
when I don't answer a question the
This
way you
goes
want.
over 4 administrations. You don't have to go back to Biden. Let's go back to Obama. Let's go back to George Bush. This cover-up spans decades, and you are responsible for this portion of it.
And that's
now,
where the
I want to
most
know at
transparent-
what point did the FBI and the DOJ decide that Lex Wessner was not a co-conspirator? Because our Epstein Files Transparency Act requires you, please put it back on the screen, please, to release the internal decision about whether to prosecute him or not, and it's not in the files, and it's not in the files for any of these other men.
Time of the gentleman has expired.
May she answer?
And he's a hypocrite because he voted against the ban that we were talking about on deep fake AI porn. Only 2 people voted against it, and you were one of them, hypocrite.
The gentleman's time has expired.
Mr.
Yeah,
Chairman,
Mr. Chairman, could she answer the question?
Chairman, I was wondering. The gentlelady's allowed, the Attorney General's allowed to respond the way she wants to respond to any member's questions, Republican, Democrat.
All right, I have unanimous consent request.
Gentleman's recognized for a UC.
All right. This is an example. I'm submitting these 302 forms that are entirely redacted, even when you go to look at them.
Without objection.
I'm submitting a witness statement that implicates Les Wexner.
Without objection.
I'm submitting an article from the New York Times that the DOJ released nude photos and identifiable pictures of the victims. I'm submitting a letter from A.G. Bondi to Kash Patel, imploring him to quit keeping the files when you found out that they were keeping files from you, because they're still redacting files that you.
Chairman, are we going to recess for votes?
Yes, we are.
I'm submitting for unanimous consent a document of 17 individuals who've resigned because of the Epstein files.
Without objection. Just want to check on how much time we have left in votes. but
That's
one
it.
thing
Did interrupt it because, damn.
Sounds like they got some issues they need to work out.
I think Massie's asking good questions.
I do too. And
she's way too defensive.
Right. I don't mean to dog on her at all. I'm a fan of hers, but I think she's being dodgy and not to be funny, but just untrustworthy. You ever argue with women and they start bringing up stuff from 10 arguments ago? Right. Let's focus on this one argument. Let's get through this one. Not, that I kissed your sister back in the 70s. That's how it is with arguing with women.
Wait, did you kiss somebody's sister back in the 70s?
Yeah. Her name was Pumpkin. She was great.
Her birth name or Christian name was Pumpkin?
Let's just keep it Pumpkin. I'd like to keep it Pumpkin.
How do you say it?
Punkin. Punkin.
Pumpkin. So she's a punk.
No,
or she's
no,
punking other folks.
No. It was.
Or is
Anyway.
is it like just a Highland Gardens way of saying
Yes.
pumpkin?
Probably so. Her nickname was Pumpkin. Now that you mention it, but we call her Pumpkin.
Was she orange, stout, round?
She was tan.
Okay. And you kissed her.
That's my first kiss, I think. Yeah.
That was your first kiss?
I think that was my first kiss at Miss Annis's house.
With Pumpkin?
Yeah, on Johnson Street, back by the air conditioner.
I think my first kiss, I was in preschool. I remember this pretty well. I had to be like 4 or 5 years old, 4 years old probably. It was Carolyn. I will not say the last name. And when you're a kid, like if you close your eyes or you like put a we were they have a little nap time when you're in preschool.
Yeah.
So they had cots.
You were making out during nap time?
And no, we just put a blanket over ourselves.
Playa!
And a little smooching.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were quite the player there, Joey.
Yeah. And then, later on, I became quite bashful.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
Anyway.
Playa!
But that's crazy. Like, they released all those victim names. And yes, okay, Lex Wexner, it's been publicly reported he was best buds with Epstein. In fact, this is how Epstein started getting all the living the large billionaire baller life, as VH1 said all those years ago.
But that's... Okay,
but the one place where you redact a photo and a name is when he's named as a co-conspirator in child sex trafficking.
There's no doubt it looks suspicious. But the fact that they let the victims' names out, that's what's happening nowadays. They do this stuff, they do it with intent, and then they swear, it was an accident. But no one is ever held responsible for the... If I worked at a company and I let a list like that out, I would be terminated at the least, if not held some kind of liability to it. But because I work in the government, it was a mistake.
What a mess.
But arguing with her is kind of tough, man. She's bringing back... Let's focus on the one argument we're having. You're kind of throwing more stuff in.
So you go to line one, you're on there. Who's this?
Hey, it's Troy, guys.
What up, Troy?
Hey, wanted to give you some intel on the drone. I spoke to somebody at Bliss. That's the home of the Army Air Defense Corps, and it is definitely was taken down by my understanding, a shoulder-fired drone anti-device.
Nice.
And so it was really cool shot, they said. And I don't know if you guys saw what was interesting about some of that playing out in the feed. Was Tony Gonzalez making a statement, who is the representative from that district down there in South Texas, said, this is just everyday life here. We have so many drones coming cross border, which is kind of concerning.
And for folks who don't know what we're talking about, Troy, this is the FAA closed the airspace there in El Paso, said they're going to do it for 10 days.
Clean it up.
So it maybe suggests we now have capabilities. If this has been going on for so long, why this particular response?
Yeah, that was my question. I think the bigger question, though, is, we know it's happening there because of Ciudad Juarez, right across the border, and all the cartels. I guarantee you, based on the amount of exponentially increased drone traffic, both commercial and private, drones, this is one of those guys, I'm telling you, the Super Bowl, for instance. In my worst nightmare, I see a soft strike on an event. Maybe it's a college sporting event, 50,000 people, 100,000 people. It's such a soft target, and it's going to continue to be tried to be exploited for kinetic damage against our population. So
agreed.
Something to consider about that.
Well, just remember what the Ukrainians did to some of the Russian planes that were supposed to be part of their nuclear deterrent.
Right.
Yeah, we better be guarding our assets, and I think we are. I know we are for a fact, but to what degree and to where at and everywhere is the thing. And then I just wanted to say, Joey, you on cocaine. If I was partying with you and we were doing cocaine and you were doing your socks, I'd slap you upside the head.
Well, I wouldn't be partying. I'm just saying that.
You'd be partying.
No, what would probably end up happening is, like, we'll sit there and argue about early church martyrs and, like, just go down the rabbit hole of history, right?
You guys have turned into Socrates.
But I can see you folding your socks while you're just, your nose is running a little bit. I'm like, my goodness, what a sight to behold.
They've got to be in a particular order and dynamic. I'm testing all the different patterns.
Troy, don't touch that. Troy, don't touch that. All right, guys, that's all I got for you.
All right.
See you on Friday.
See you, Troy.
AKV, brother. AKV. See you, brother.
Bye.
272-9228. And on the cocaine story, if folks are wondering what the heck we even talking about, it looks like Colombia is now cooperating more, and the first joint anti-drug operation between Colombia and the United States, following last week's meeting in Washington between Presidents Petro and Trump, resulted, beyond the restoration of bilateral cooperation against transnational crime, in the seizure of 10 tons of cocaine destined for international markets. That's a lot of cocaine.
That's a lot of cocaine, but let's say that I'm in the cocaine business.
Okay.
And I am the president of Colombia.
Right, sure.
And I've got some folks that are kind of easing into my business.
Yeah.
And I don't want them to do that.
Right.
I can say, hey, President Trump, you know what we ought to do? Help me clean up the streets.
Mm-hmm.
So you take out my competition. Meanwhile, I'm still running coke all day long, twice on Sundays.
Yeah, I don't know. This recent crackdown on Venezuela and this recent meeting.
Which means somebody else is picking up that. Just because.
Well, but let me read the rest of this. The authorities from both countries said the operation was one of the largest in recent years due to its scope, complexity, and results, as a cocaine-laden submarine was seized in international waters. Both Colombia and the United States also agreed that it sends a strong message to criminal networks operating in the Caribbean and the Pacific. The operation followed months of joint intelligence work, real-time information sharing, and operational coordination among naval and air forces and agencies specializing in fighting against drug trafficking. According to official sources, the drugs were intercepted along strategic maritime routes used by criminal organizations to evade controls and supply mainly the United States and Europe. I'll put it to you this way. If they were going to want to take out a competitor, to your theory there, it would probably still need the blessing of the United States. It seems like we are up there, you know what, and we can see everything on the inside.
If a McDonald's out on Madison Avenue, okay, say there was a delivery truck heading there, and it gets in a wreck, you think that McDonald's on Madison Avenue is going to run out of burgers?
Oh, they'll go source burgers from elsewhere.
You think there's less cocaine now than there was? The price has gone up. Demand has gone up. I don't, as much as I love the fact they're trying, dude, you're trying to pee in the ocean and turn it yellow.
Oh, yeah, no, in many ways it's...
And then, but that makes me, I see other things that our government can do that are amazing. So that makes me think it's a pretend fight.
Yes.
And I don't like that. Because somebody's going to get hurt.
But I'm just saying that's a lot of cocaine right there. You could swim in it.
I'm just saying that they're picking those subs up and they're finding a few square groupers now and again. Come on, man. You think that McDonald's down there is running out of Big Mac sauce? No. There's another truck right behind that one.
Yeah, but what if like Burger King all of a sudden became president of the United States?
Yep.
And was like, we're tired of Mickey D's just smuggling in those burgers.
Right.
And that cocaine. I know what you're up to, Grimace.
Yeah.
I know what you're snorting.
So I make a deal with you. Hey, Joey, you let me in your country to take out their cocaine. I promise not to mess with you.
No, that's what I'm thinking is going on here.
But you know I'm going to mess with you in the end, right?
Probably. Yes. No, I think there is a cry uncle moment happening in a lot of Latin America.
Oh, yeah.
And don't get me wrong, there are other groups that aren't officially associated with these governments. But I think after what was done with the discombobulator to Maduro in Venezuela and Cuba now feeling the crunch more and more, I think these places are realizing, they're not going to invade us. They're not going to...
we can starve them out now.
Right.
Cuba, I think by the end of the month, will be done for. They'll be crying uncle.
So are we going to go to Cuba or Japan?
If Cuba opens up first, let's go to Cuba. It's close.
Close, yeah.
It's close.
It is close.
Yeah, I mean, dude, hour and a half from Atlanta.
But Japan is on it. They're reinvigorated with life force and spirit.
Right now, American men in Cuba, Joey, we are like
American men in Japan.
Well, they do like a certain kind, and actually, you're fitting it. I got to be honest, you're fitting the bill.
Look at me.
Dang it. Yeah, but a Japanese woman or a very love-starved Cuban woman.
Today, the mood I'm in, going Japanese all day, every day.
Who's going to appreciate...
I think I'm turning Japanese.
Who's going to appreciate working electricity more? The Cuban lady or the Japanese lady?
I don't want some gal. Like, that's just sad.
That's not sad.
That's just taking advantage of somebody who's been in
no
communist
taking
poverty.
Advantage. You're taking her out of a bad situation. You're putting her in a good one, and she's just telling you how much she appreciates it.
You're taking advantage.
That's no advantage. If that's taking advantage, take advantage of me. Take it and make my life better somewhere. Take advantage of me now.
Okay, Bill Withers.
Just saying. Who would be more appreciative?
Yeah, I mean, but that is the thing. Where, a lot of these broads grew up here. They take all that stuff for granted.
Yeah, they do.
Like, go to Guatemala.
They
go
get
to Cuba.
somebody that appreciate a good American man.
Yeah. I'm still thinking Japan.
I'm down. I'm down. I just think some of the things we're going to do in Japan, you're not going to want to do.
Like what?
I don't think we should talk about that. That should be
Yeah, like sake it to me.
I was thinking about taking over one of those little sake places that got like those bars that literally have 4 or 5 seats. Dude, we just take one over one night. I mean, come on, that'd be a blast.
That actually would be.
We did it in Korea. We literally drank them out of liquor.
That'd be fun.
It was a blast.
No, it would be great to go to like a proper sushi restaurant.
Yes.
Because I've been told and looking into it, like the sushi we have here, like,
Yeah, it's subpar
not,
at best, I hear.
It's not what the actual experience is.
Oh, I would love to do that. But they got the little griller thing right in front of them and they're cooking. It's like the Japanese Waffle House. Yeah, I like that idea.
Anyway, we'll figure it out.
I'm down, dude. I am
I'm
so
just
down.
saying that, like, I think your reasoning.
I just got a commission check today. I'm ready to spend it.
Impoverished places that have been oppressed by communist dictators, and then that's like you're married.
I know, but I'm looking for a nanny.
How many nannies do you need?
Somebody that's going.
Are you Howard Lutnick?
I'm getting to a certain age. Someone's going to have to take care of me soon, Joey. Don't you think? That's not a good sales pitch, you don't think?
Where did I get that Cuban nurse? Well, we took a little trip, sir.
Exactly. I made her life better. She's making my life better.
Mm-hmm. Got a whole house. He running over there
No,
up on Lake Jordan.
Not a whorehouse at all. Just somebody to take care of me in my elderly days.
Big man on Lake Jordan. Bringing all the desperate folks over. Take care of him.
Oh, the food would be great. The music.
Mm-hmm.
Man. Yeah, it'd be fun.
Actually, I have danced to a live
Yes.
Cuban salsa band.
It was very, hype for you, wasn't it?
It was great,
Yeah.
actually. I fell in love. And it turns out she was a vehement anti-Semite. Like, she's lovely. She's kind of funky and weird, like these libertarian girls are. And I'm is a singer, likes music,
Yeah.
wants to dance. And I'm like, this is the sort of thing I need in my life because I'm a human Eeyore over here. And then as we get talking after the dance, and she brings up all these documentaries and like the protocols of Zion. I'm like, what are you?
Okay, difference between men and women. If you were a woman at that point, you would have fell in love with that man because you could have changed him. That's what women do, buddy. Men are smarter than that.
I'm going to bring you to Jesus and then show you that we must love our Jewish brothers and sisters.
Exactly.
Else, what are we even talking about?
Why are we even here?
Anyway, we'll be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
You want your floors to scream new, fresh, and stylish. But if yours are groaning, tired, old, and outdated, you're in luck. Because at Prattville Carpet, you can revitalize your floors while you save on the best brands available with perfect and professional installation and Prattville's unbeatable lifetime warranty.
Hi, I'm Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. If you're looking for carpet, hardwood, laminate, vinyl plank, or ceramic tile, call us today for your free measurement.
Start shopping for your floors right now at PrattvilleCarpet.com.
Prattville Carpet, we're more than just carpet.
We get this question all the time.
Do you handle that?
Buying or selling a home?
Yes.
Commercial?
Yes.
Land or investments?
Absolutely. Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. One team.
Every real estate move. 334-322-0662.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values. This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson with the Real Estate Minute.
Many of the real estate laws have changed recently, and you need to know how this might affect you as a seller or a buyer. As an agent of the seller, the agent owes undivided loyalty and full confidentiality to the seller. The listing agent can recommend repair services and vendors, pricing guidelines, tips to help get your house in selling shape, and negotiate offers and counteroffers for your benefit. A facilitator, which is the new term, cannot suggest a price or counter or recommend anything. They offer very limited services. A buyer agent solely represents a buyer's interest and can recommend mortgage lenders, down payment alternatives, and can suggest an offer price and write an offer. Whether you are selling or buying, you need someone in your corner that's trained to represent their clients. After training over 15,000 agents throughout the state and help create and close thousands of home sales over 4 decades, get the straight information from Bo Goodson at the Goodson Group, 221-2883.
From weddings and concerts to cookouts and construction sites, TT Porta Toilets has been serving Central Alabama for over 30 years. Whether you need standard portable toilets with wash stations or upscale restroom trailers for special events, the Tierce family has the right solution for every occasion. So when you're planning your next big event or project, make it easy on yourself. Call 285-5513 or visit ttportatoilet.com. TT Porta Toilets. Clean, convenient, dependable.
This is Jennifer Pestricelli, General Sales Manager and co-owner of Blue Water Broadcasting. We're home to 7 radio stations at a rapidly expanding digital marketing platform, and we're looking for our next great sales professional. At Blue Water, you'll build customized campaigns that include radio and targeted digital marketing solutions. You'll prospect new clients, manage your own accounts, and work in a fast-paced, creative environment. Media or digital sales experience is a plus. Send your resume to jobs at bluewaterbroadcasting.com. Blue Water Broadcasting, local folks helping local business.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by Montgomery Paint and Body. From little fender benders to total body repair, MPB will fix it good as new, maybe better. For 4 decades, the Turner family has been getting you back on the road. Call 279-7325.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. We've got a weak front that'll be moving through the state today. I think the high temperature will still make it up to about 74. Risk of some spotty showers here and there, especially morning and midday. Otherwise, sun and cloud mix today, partly cloudy, cooler tonight, low 42. Upper 60s to near 70 on Thursday and Friday, quiet with lots of sunshine. Cool at night. On Valentine's Day, Saturday, I've got the high temperature up to about 72 with the risk of some spotty showers beginning on Saturday afternoon into Saturday evening. But I still think the main event will be overnight Saturday night into Sunday. Rain and thunderstorms are likely. Some of the storms may be strong to severe. We'll keep an eye on the future forecast. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Delreta Publix.
All the headlines the mainstream media won't touch. Your News Talk station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. 272-9228. If you want to get in on the conversation, that's 334-272-9228. Now let's go to the phones and talk to Simpler Days. Hey, Simpler Days, how you doing?
Hey, you're pretty good. I heard Eddie talking about needing a nanny.
Perhaps.
Have you heard about the IRS agent in Virginia that just recently got convicted of murdering his wife? And they have a certain name for it, not just a nanny that comes and keeps the kids, but one that moves in with you and lives with you. It's got a certain name for it. But anyway,
homewrecker.
The old
concubine.
Yeah.
Au pair.
Well, you better get one. You better get one that's ugly. But this IRS agent talked his wife into getting this little hot south of the border chick, and he starts tippy-toeing through the house with her late at night.
Oh yeah.
And then they come up, and then they come up with this grand scheme because he wants to be with a 20-year-old rather than his 40-year-old wife.
Mm-hmm.
So they come up with this scheme, and the scheme is, gentlemen, that they go and post this fake deal online saying that his wife wants to have kinky sex, preferably a rape scenario.
Oh, my.
So they get this guy, he hooks on it, and he's going to come to the house and do the deed. Well, why he comes in the house, they leave the door open for him. And while he's in there attempting to do the deed, the old husband walks in and shoots him and kills him. So now they've changed the scenario is that his wife was being attacked by this guy that she met online, and he was the savior. Of course, the young nanny, they put the pressure on her, and they start going through the cell phones and digital footprints and find out where they've been in hot cahoots with each other. And so now he's been just recently convicted of murdering his wife.
Wow.
They gave her like a manslaughter deal. I think she's going to serve 2 years. So be careful with those nannies, Eddie.
All right. I appreciate the thoughts on that. My whole issue is if I got to have another kid if I want to have a nanny, and wife I know that I love very much doesn't really want to have another kid, so I think the nanny idea is kind of out the door. But I am looking for a caretaker because I am getting older.
Well, be advised, get an ugly caretaker. Be careful, Joey in a wig might be in the back door. Have a good day, gentlemen.
See you separate days.
Anyway. Yeah, the strangest stuff can happen when it comes to matters of lust.
It's some of those pages that I'm on, or either TikTok especially, the amount of people that go open a Tinder account, don't realize they're going to get busted, and then get busted. And now the wives, which hey, I'm all for it, the wives are like, one girl sold her husband side-by-side. And he's like, how could you sell my side? It's in my name. Another girl sold her husband's car while he was at work. He's like, how could you sell my car? She says, how could you cheat on me? The car was in my name. I guess you're going to have to find another way to work. I just can't believe I don't know. What's wrong with just not cheating?
Yeah, it's great.
This is the part I don't really get. I just don't get.
Yeah, but then you hear hit songs or songs that at least get an underground following, like I Got Hoes in Different Area Codes.
Okay, I like to rap along with them, but I also love my wife, and we'll sing them together, in fact.
Right.
I mean, I'll never understand it. And I know nobody's perfect, but I'll never understand that. But that seems to be, from what I can see, that seems to be a huge issue in the U.S. It's just people can't keep it in their pants.
Yeah, it is.
And it's men and women. It's
tempting.
It is, but
it's also a lot of liabilities, and you're thinking for like what is usually especially for most folks, very short-term pleasure.
That's my thought.
And then can you imagine like all the guilt?
The guilt
right after. But then the guilt gets so reinforced where you're addicted to the shame mixed up with the excitement, and now you're hiding it and you're keeping it a secret, and you like that it's a secret, and you like that you're getting away with it, but then you feel the shame again. So it's this push-pull, like this like thunder crack in your flesh, and you're like, I'm just so addicted to that, I'm possessed.
But then when it comes crashing down, and that's when I see it. It's never good. And I don't understand, and I'm glad I don't. But I don't understand what do you think you're going to get from this short-term pleasure, because it's going to be short-term no matter what. But you're ruining so many people's lives, including your own. I won't understand it.
Now, the most heartbreaking ones, I think, though, aren't the like random mistress.
Yeah.
It's like when somebody literally falls in love with somebody else. It's not just a sex thing.
Right.
It's like
they fall in love. Yeah, and that does happen.
Like the soulmate thing, but it's like.
But it's only one of you.
Yeah. Oh, that's a rough one right there. And there's examples of that where people cheat,
a lot.
but then they get married to that person and end up having a whole family. And
I know there are some, I hate to call them success stories, but
Success
success stories of that. But I honestly don't know of very many at all.
Yeah,
I don't. Yeah.
Anyway.
I don't get it, though. I don't get it. And I know I talk the talk, but I don't get it. Just don't. You're willing to give up half your stuff and ruin your life, if you got kids, their lives, over a few minute fling. I don't. They don't even work. I feel guilty enough when I eat a piece of cake for lunch. So there's no way I could have an affair and not just go home and tell on myself immediately.
Yeah, no, and there's plenty of songs that have talked about this, over the years, like Cheaper to Keep Her. Great song.
It is, but there's a lesson in there.
There's a lot, another Johnny Taylor cut. Who's making love to your old lady while you was out making love? Because you think you're doing it.
Right.
If you're stepping out, she's probably
stepping out.
And then, you don't want your wife one day coming up saying, "Goodbye, turkey."
Nope.
And where you end up with the shaft.
Or you open the door to come home and there's another dude in your chair. We didn't think you lived here no more.
And he's not even doing anything weird. He's just sitting in your chair.
Sitting in your chair. Took your place.
That's
I don't
betrayal, man.
I don't get it, but it's. I assume the rest of the world's that way because we're all human. But
yes,
man,
these are stories from, seriously, read the Old Testament.
Yeah.
Woo! These are not people have it all wrong. These are like human beings acting like sinful beasts, and a few of them have faith enough to get it right and go in the right direction. But even then, even the good ones are still messing up. Time and time again. It's just how we are.
It is sad, but we're only human.
Mm-hmm. And then we were talking about yesterday, everything that the online space in particular tickles is just all that stuff, like your lust, your wrath, your envy, your gluttony, all the food that you could be sent your way, and how it makes you lazy, where you're just not doing much. You're just sitting there staring into that abyss of the online world.
I think that happens to a lot of us, and I hate it. I'll realize I'm doom scrolling, and I've been doom scrolling for 20, 30 minutes. What am I doing? And then I'll scroll some more.
Anyway, we got to hit this break. First, though, this entire hour brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage. And they're at Alabama Home Mortgage, Kim Williams and Madeline. Love both of them. But I missed Madeline this week.
I know. I didn't get to see her this week.
I know. But they're ready to help you in this new year. Now, people probably finally be like, okay, we're out of the holidays. We're out of that New Year vibe. We're actually in February.
Right.
Valentine's Day is right around the corner. Okay, we buying a place this year? What are the plans, honey?
Right.
Why not go ahead and lay the groundwork?
That's what I'm saying.
You don't have to do it as a joint decision.
Nope.
Just call up Alabama Home Mortgage, get the conversation going.
Well, and the spring buying season is coming up. And and before you know it, it's going to be July, and you're going to have missed the spring buying season. Get in line now.
Start the conversation right now, 567-4223. That's 567-4223, and it could be if you're looking to buy a place, you can get pre-approved within minutes often. Or it could be you're looking to refinance and you just want options. Again, 567-4223. Or you can always apply online, and they'll get in touch with you real quick at myalabamahomemortgage.com. There is a difference in mortgage companies. Let Kim and Madeline prove that to you today. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Love is in the air and on the boat. The Harriet II riverboat, that is. Bring your special someone for a romantic evening and experience the elegance of cruising the Alabama River. Enjoy a delicious dinner while taking in the stunning sights. Dance the night away to the tunes that touch your soul, or just sit back and relax. Roses and champagne complete your lover's evening. Book your Valentine's cruise for February 13th and 14th at funinmontgomery.com.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
We get Montgomery talking 24 hours a day. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Let's go right to the phones and talk to Michael Cohen with Cohen's Electronics and Appliances. Hey, Michael, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are y'all?
Oh, life is real good, actually. Today's going quite well. What's the score there today at Cohen's?
It's like 14-0. Got a nice lady's TV installed today. Nice 85 with a Sonos sound bar. I had to move the cabinet and some stuff around in her house, put it on a different wall, but everything went well. And so anyway, Michael Jack's been hustling and taking care of business.
Well, I love hearing that, and I seriously do have TV envy at this point. It's ridiculous. I bought a beautiful 85-inch TV from y'all a few years back, and it works wonderfully. I still freaking love that thing. But now y'all got 15 inchers? Like
115.
Woo! Wow. Woo. That's big, ain't it?
That's stepping up.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been fun to watch the Super Bowl on.
Yeah.
Or the NBA All-Star game this weekend.
Yeah, that'd be good.
One thing I love that y'all can do, whether somebody wants to like build out a kitchen or I want to build a home theater room, y'all have the means of actually making that happen.
Well, that's right. I mean, you have to have like on television, you got to have the support staff that can get the wires done. We went on one job and the customer took us and showed us the underneath the house in the basement, showed us the bottom floor, the top floor, showed us little nooks and crannies of crawl space. And, and Michael Jackson just kind of looked at it and says, it won't be fun, but I can do it. And
nice.
I'd like to do it when it's cold instead of in the middle of the summer.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. You ain't kidding.
That's right. And then if it is the middle of the summer, he's going to want to get there at 6 in the morning and be done by noon, and then come back 2 or 3 days. But it's all in trying to accommodate the customers and get them taken care of.
And folks, if you're looking for great products on the electronics or the appliance side and great service at a true institution here in Montgomery, Cohen's Electronics and Appliances, you can always shop online at thinkcohens.com, but go by, get to know them in person, 2515 Eastern Boulevard here in Montgomery. They're open 9 to 6 Monday through Friday, 9 to 4 on Saturdays. And be sure to find Michael and be like, hey, I heard you on that radio show with Joey and Eddie.
That's right. Y'all come see us. Let us help you make the right choice, and have a good day.
Appreciate
it, Michael.
The lovely lady on the TV, Natalie Brunell is her name. She's a Bitcoin influencer. Has been doing interviews, talking about Bitcoin for, I think, at least a decade.
Yeah.
And even with all these downturns right now, like it's definitely a correction in bear market.
Downturns or a buying opportunity?
Yeah, that's how I see it. Definitely how I see it. But it's cool to see like some of these folks have survived because there were so many voices that rose up in the early days of Bitcoin, and to see Natalie doing quite well. She does Coin Stories podcast, sitting there with Charles Payne on Fox Business.
Shaq's brother. That's Shaq's brother.
Charles Payne?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Look at it. Look just like Shaq. Put them big old glasses on Shaq. Yeah.
I mean, Shaq's recent Sunday conversation with Caleb was hilarious.
I love Shaq, man. He's great. He tells a story about him and Charles Barkley. They're friends now, but when they played, they were competitors. And they were literally going to fight after a game. And in the locker room, Shaq got a call, or one of the two got a call from their mom. He said, you ain't going to fight that boy. His mama's my best friend. And on the other side, the other boy was getting a call. So all they could do is at the end of the game, they met out in kind of the hallway, and they're like, want to go have a beer? And that was it. That was their friendship. It's just been a blessing.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes you got to compete. And then you can,
and that's just it.
You can make up.
I get it. The competition, I get it, because we've all been there in the heat of competition, you've said, or maybe thrown a punch or two when you wasn't supposed to. But afterwards, if you could kind of walk away and appreciate each other's playing power and skill, it's all right.
There you go. Well, let's hit this break early. On the other side, joining us on the stream, we should have former Navy SEAL, Christian conservative. He's a fighter for Alabama. I'm looking at his website. But he is a candidate for United States Senate. Jared Hudson should be joining us. Look forward to talking to Jared again. Y'all stay tuned.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. The U.S. House this week set to vote on the SAVE Act. Republicans like Brian Stile of Wisconsin believe it's a common sense legislation that would simply require that people wishing to vote show a voter ID, but Democrats are opposing it. And he says that could be because they don't want to have election integrity. Israel's Prime Minister Netanyahu set to pay a visit to the White House today as the U.S. engages in talks with Iran over its nuclear program. If you're behind on your child support payments, you may not be able to board that overseas flight that you were counting on taking. That's because the Trump administration is going to ramp up enforcement of a 3-decades-old law that keeps people who are way behind on their child support payments from having a passport. On Wall Street, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is struggling now. It's gone into negative territory, up by 30 points. But the NASDAQ was struggling. Now it's up about 44 points. This is SRN News.
Hi, it's Mike Gallagher. A lot of us are thinking about taxes, home projects we've been putting off, ways to get ahead financially in 2026. Now's the perfect time to talk to my friends at Fellowship Home Loans. If you want to lower your mortgage payment, they can help you refinance. If you need access to cash for home improvements or to wipe out high-interest debt, their fixed-rate line of credit is one of the best tools out there. Fast approval, predictable rate, and flexibility to use your home's equity wisely. Remember, many people still qualify to skip their next 2 mortgage payments. Imagine starting big projects or paying down debt with 2 months of breathing room. My family and I have used Fellowship personally. I trust these guys. Take control of 2026. Go to fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G. fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G. fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, or call 800-510-MIKE. That's 800-510-6453. Fellowship Home Loans, mortgage lending by the book.
Nationwide Mortgage Bankers, DBA Fellowship Home Loans, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 8193.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by McPhillip Shinbaum.
My name is Aaron Luck, a partner with the law firm of McPhillip Shinbaum. If you or someone in your family has been seriously injured by the negligence of someone else, call me directly.
262-1911. Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. We've got a weak front that'll be moving through the state today. I think the high temperature will still make it up to about 74. Risk of some spotty showers here and there, especially morning and midday. Otherwise, sun and cloud mix today, partly cloudy, cooler tonight, low 42. Upper 60s to near 70 on Thursday and Friday, quiet with lots of sunshine. Cool at night. On Valentine's Day, Saturday, I've got the high temperature up to about 72 with the risk of some spotty showers beginning on Saturday afternoon into Saturday evening. But I still think the main event will be overnight Saturday night into Sunday. Rain and thunderstorms are likely. Some of the storms may be strong to severe. We'll keep an eye on the future forecast. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
At ASC, we're more than a credit union. We're your neighbors. We live here, grow here, and deeply care about this community. That's why we created ASC Cares, to give back, stay connected, and support the people who make this place home. Because when our community thrives, we all do. ASC Cares, federally insured by NCUA.
1819 News.
A man has now been taken into police custody in Mobile in connection to the disappearance of a mother and her 2 children. Aurelia Koch and her 17-year-old daughter Nayurka and 2-year-old son Anthony went missing on January 30th. Now 31-year-old Juan Carlos Guerra is facing 3 counts of kidnapping. Guerra has been in the U.S. illegally. He was arrested in 2021 for criminal activity, but was then released back into the public in accordance with the immigration policies of the Joe Biden administration. The man who was the employer of Aurelia Koch has also been arrested for possession of a firearm. 60-year-old Severio Garcia is also an illegal alien from Guatemala and therefore not permitted to own a firearm. Garcia also has a familial connection to the father of the missing 2-year-old boy. Mobile County Sheriff Paul Birch says that his office is not going to arrest other illegal aliens who provide information on this case, just so long as they have not committed other crimes while here in the U.S. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Are you enjoying 1819 News? If so, consider joining 1819 News as a member. As a nonprofit news organization, we depend on the support of Alabamians like you. Memberships start out as little as $5 a month, and you'll get access to exclusive content only offered to our members. You'll be supporting independent journalism done by people who cherish Alabama values. Become a member today by visiting 1819news.com and clicking Become a Member. That's 1819news.com and click Become a Member today.
Blount County authorities are searching for a person of interest regarding a shooting that occurred in Hayden. Francisco Senecio is described as 5'3", 190 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. Senecio is possibly driving a pickup truck and is considered armed and dangerous. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back, folks. Final hour of the program here on a lovely Wednesday out of Montgomery, Alabama. And as promised, joining us on the stream, I believe, I think he's riding right now, traveling somewhere, but I believe we have Jared Hudson on the show with us.
What's up, brother? Yeah, man, doing a little bit of work over here. Sorry.
Oh, all good. How you doing? How's the campaign trail?
Oh, man, it's great. Can't complain. The Lord has blessed us tremendously, man.
Yeah, so, like, where all have you been, like, just kind of, you know, what's been the itinerary of late?
Man, I think I've been to every county in the state of Alabama now, and if not every county, dang close to it. I mean, we go all over. And one day, I remember, I think last week, we went from Garndale to Huntsville, from Huntsville to, I think we made a stop in Montgomery, and then all the way down to Mobile. So, I mean, it was a full tilt day. So we're going all over the place.
Now, what would you say is like the number one thing you're hearing, or maybe not the number one thing, but the things that just keep getting repeated as you're traveling to different parts of the state?
I would say the biggest thing that people are talking about is affordability. I mean, just affordability of regular everyday life. And the biggest thing on affordability is groceries, like just regular, going to the store and buying food to eat. It might not just be groceries. It might be the cost of going through a drive-through or something, but just the cost to eat has gone up tremendously. And then the second thing in that would be healthcare. The healthcare cost is next. And then a close second or third, or a close third and fourth would be housing and energy. So, I mean, these are the things that people talk about, but just in general, cost of living. That is the thing across the state of Alabama that's impacting people the most.
But it looks like the Trump administration, like a lot of last year, was priming things and getting things ready, the table set. And it looks like with this new jobs report this morning, we're heading in the right direction.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, within the first year of the administration, we've got the administration making moves and doing things in a very positive way for the American people. One, to decrease inflation. So look at the housing costs, for instance. You had whatever it was, 20 million, 30 million illegal aliens come across the border. They've all got to live somewhere. We've got a supply and demand issue. Trump's made some moves to open up the supply and increase the ability for construction and new construction for single family homes. So all of that's good, and that's helping with it. They're making moves to decrease inflation. So I think as long as we continue down that path, we're going to continue to see the success that we have seen. And so for a lot of people, though, it just takes time to. It's like we've been sitting on the couch eating honey buns for the last 4 or 5 years, and all of a sudden we got to get up and start doing squats. So it's going to hurt a little bit, and I think that's what everybody's feeling. They're feeling the hurt a little bit.
Yeah, we definitely, that first few weeks, if you've been eating honey buns or Twinkies or whatever. Eddie, what did you have for lunch? A red velvet cake?
Just one slice, though.
One slice with sweet tea.
With the sweet tea, yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Talk about hurting real man here in the studio with me. Now, earlier in the show, we were playing a few of the clips, some I think hysterically partisan. Pam Bondi talking about the Epstein release and Epstein files. And I really just want to pick your brain, given your background in fighting this depraved evil stuff. How, in just your dealing with this stuff, how broad do you think some of these networks go? Because in my sense is, it's not even names we know, and yet they're still being protected. And you see like stories out of Australia, they catch a sex trafficking ring that has people from all different nations. What's your sense of how big this problem is?
I mean, it's a big problem. I mean, that's actually, as we're talking, that's what I'm working on right now. We're doing some surveillance on some of that. But with that being said, it's not that they're all necessarily interconnected. They're connected because they're committing the same crime, but it's not like what people think that there's this huge underground and they're, drinking the blood of kids and all of that stuff. I'm not saying that some really crazy stuff doesn't happen, but what I am saying is when they are connected, it's just they're doing the same criminal act. And there are very few people in the world like the Jeffrey Epsteins who will provide that opportunity. I don't know if that makes sense. And then on the other side of it, the vast majority of human trafficking we see, 93% of children that are victimized or exploited are exploited by family members, or, it's called familia based. So even if it's not a family member, it's a person of trust, a coach, a teacher, a law enforcement officer, whatever it is. And that's 46% of the time it's a person of trust. 37% of the time it is a close family member like mother, father, aunt, uncle. And that is what we generally see all over the place. So if there is any connectivity to it, most of the time it's familia based.
Do you think some of these operations, like taking out Maduro, and it looks like a lot of Latin America is starting to cooperate, helps with this? Like, do these things, because they're all committing crimes, do they sort of touch, not like it is some big conspiracy, but drug trafficking is going to run up against sex trafficking and all these other things?
I'll give you a perfect example. Happened in Huntsville. We did a training and operation with them last year at Huntsville PD. Since then, they've made a little over 30 human trafficking-based arrests in about 8 months, over 50 human trafficking and drug-related charges. Most of those charges are human trafficking, but they solved a murder out of Memphis, Tennessee, just getting tied into the human trafficking thing. And they rescued, I think, 7 victims is what they briefed us on before Christmas across the state of Alabama. So with that being said, it's tied to all sorts of crime, right? So you'll find other criminal activity when you see that.
And for the life of me, moving the conversation to ICE and immigration enforcement, that's all the hysterics over this and the pulling on heartstrings. I don't want to see anybody dead, and I don't think anybody does. But certain actions, like when you fight law enforcement, you have a weapon on you. It might be good for you to go limp and not pick fights in that way. But when you look at who the Trump administration, who ICE is arresting, it's some of the worst of the worst. And when you see historic declines in the homicide rate nationwide, I think like the best in 120-something years, I don't understand the outrage of this. And I guess my question is, should the Trump administration continue this direction of enforcing immigration? Should they double down on it?
Well, they have to, because it's the job of the executive branch to protect the rights of the citizens of this nation. And when you have states that are not doing that, then the federal government is forced to come in and do that on behalf of the citizens of the United States of America. So when you look at an illegal immigrant, they're an undocumented immigrant. That's why they're here illegally. So we don't know that they're here. Now, we find out they're here when they commit a crime. So for us, for instance, I'll give a one that happened recently. I think it was back in August in Irondale, Alabama. We did a training. They ran an operation. They made 7 arrests during that 24-hour period of individuals showing up to buy a little girl or a little boy. 2 of the individuals showing up were charged federally with entering the country illegally during that time. One of them twice. He had already been rolled on the same type of sting before, was caught, was deported, and then he came back across illegally and showed up to buy another 14-year-old girl, this time happened to be in Irondale. I think the other time he got rolled was in Mississippi or Arkansas, maybe. I can't remember what they found. But the point is when we say criminal illegal aliens, these are individuals that have committed a crime against a citizen of our nation, in our case, the citizen of the state of Alabama. And when they do that and they're found out, well, we can't hold them in our court system. We're not going to take them through the process and taxpayers pay to take care of them and in jail and all that. No, they got to go back to the country they came from. And that's a lot of what you're seeing. You're seeing it all over Minnesota. So these individuals, these citizens that are standing in the way of ICE who are trying to deport criminal illegal aliens, part of what they don't realize is, hey, a crime outside of being an illegal immigrant already, right? Let's say that's bad enough, but a crime has been committed. That is why they are there trying to make that arrest. One happened recently in Birmingham with HSI agent, 2 HSI agents. Long story short, they make a stop for one individual. Well, the other individual they weren't after was also an illegal, but he wound up assaulting the ICE agent. And otherwise, he would have gone back. It would have been a self-deport. He went back with $3,000 in his pocket. I think $2,600 or $3,600 is what they give him to self-deport. And instead of getting that, he's now looking at assault on a federal agent, which is 20 years if they deal with that appropriately. So all of that being said, the administration has to continue to do it. And any of these local officials and magistrates that are calling their people to stand in the way of law enforcement, or that law enforcement's not going to work alongside the federal government in this ICE deportation measures, it's wrong. And the reason it's wrong is because you're elected to protect the citizens of your jurisdiction, the citizens of, in our case, the state of Alabama or the United States of America. The Trump administration, the administration as a whole is doing that exact thing. Going back to the Epstein stuff, I think at this point in time with that, because so much stuff has happened, look at what we're doing with ICE and making sure that the American citizens taken care of. If there is an open investigation, it's gone on for too long. The people want answers. They've released like 3 million documents and 90% of them's redacted. That's the craziest thing in the world to me. Unredact all that, release the other 2 million roughly that's left, right? They've still got quite a bit left to go. Let people thumb through it, see what they want to find out, and let the chips fall where they may. I don't understand why there's the continued secrecy around the craziness of this Epstein thing. On the other side, I also don't believe it's what everybody makes it out to be. Epstein's not hanging out with Tupac in Israel right now. The dude's flipping dead. Everybody wants to make it more than it really is. So we have to be ready to believe what is actually put out there, and the government needs to be transparent about it, because that's what the people desire. And that's a righteous desire. We want to make sure that justice is served. So anyway.
And speaking of, I like that a lot. And speaking of transparency and, let's say, security, the SAVE Act, people are sitting there wondering, is this going to pass? Would you, seeking to be in the United States Senate, be for, I guess, Mike Lee's idea, which would be a talking filibuster, and try to get this thing across the finish line? And I'm very frustrated. It's the usual company of McConnell and Murkowski. It seems like you have a few long-in-the-tooth Republican senators that are even stopping that process from going forward. But we got to have this for security in our elections.
Oh, yeah, 100%. So the first part of it, the SAVE Act, I'm all for making sure that we have to have an ID to vote. In Alabama, we do. There's some states that require it. There's other states that don't. I think that federally mandating for these elections that we show an ID, I don't think it's unconstitutional. We're not letting the feds take control of the elections. States are still controlling the elections. But in order to vote, you have to show an ID. You know why? Because I've got to show an ID to go in and buy a can of Copenhagen. If I've got to scan my ID as a 40-year-old man to buy a can of Copenhagen, then everybody ought to have to scan an ID to vote, which is the most important thing we can do in a democratic republic. Go out and vote. And we wouldn't have this problem now if it wasn't for so much fraud that we've seen with illegal immigrants being able to come in and vote, people being able to vote multiple times. We've seen it all across the nation, and making sure that we manage states so that they don't impact federal elections in the way that we've either seen it before or in a way that will hurt us in the future, I think is important. So SAVE Act is important. You got to show your ID to buy, a can of dip, then you ought to have to show your ID to buy, to get a ballot to vote. On the other side of it, the filibuster, yeah, we got to end the zombie filibuster or the silent filibuster or whatever they want to call it. You can't continue to have these jokers say, oh, yeah, I'm going to filibuster, and then they go play golf or they go home for the weekend or whatever it is. That's not really a filibuster, right? It's a lot of symbolism without substance. If they're going to hold up the government, right, if we're going to shut the government down because we're not going to agree on whatever it is we're trying to agree on, they ought to have to stand on the floor and earn it and tell the American people, tell their constituents, tell everybody, this is why we're shutting down life. This is why our military members are not going to receive a paycheck anymore. This is why our TSA and our air traffic controllers are going to have to go home after a month, because we want to uphold the rights of illegal immigrants over the rights of the citizens that we're elected to protect. Make them actually stand on the floor and filibuster, as opposed to just calling it that and letting them all go home. I think we need to end the silent filibuster.
Here. And quick follow-up. You're still dipping? You haven't gotten to the pouches? I've got...
No, I don't. I haven't dipped in... I hadn't dipped since 2012 or 2013. Okay. I haven't dipped since 2013. But I use it. I bought a can of pouches the other day, the Zen pouches or the Out pouches or whatever, just to see. And they had to scan my ID. The cash register wouldn't even let them scan my card until they scanned my ID. I told my wife, I said, see, I still look like I'm under 19.
Yeah, and no judgment here. I started with Chew, like Red Man Golden Blend.
Yeah, I started with Levi Garrett when I was about probably too young. 13, 14, started with that Levi Garrett, so that was good.
Now, I want to close out with this. I wrote about it this week. I was reading the comment section of the New York Times. They did this long profile on Senator Brett. And I was reading the comment section. One thing that struck me like crazy is, MAGA doesn't read the same Bible we read, and y'all got to love the stranger and all this stuff. And I was a split mind. I was like, well, maybe it's a good sign that people are trying to settle these big debates by appealing to the Bible and to the teachings of Christ Jesus. But then on the other hand, I'm like, well, some of y'all seem to be just kind of wearing it as a skin suit or using it very selectively just for your politics. But what do you make of this fight, especially when maybe a left-winger says, well, you need to read the scripture, especially about loving the stranger on immigration policy? Where do you think we're going as a nation in terms of our identity, in particular our Christian identity?
Yeah, no, so the first thing is something my dad always used to say. He would say, don't let your Christianity become a vice. Don't let somebody use what you believe in Christ, the freedom, the grace, and the mercy that's bestowed upon us by the person of Jesus Christ. Don't let somebody use that as a vice. Number two, what they're talking about when they're talking about the sojourner or the immigrant who comes in, it's actually old Israel. And all the same people that would talk about this, they're all the ones that are hating on Israel right now too. So remember that. But it's actually law in old Israel. The sojourner had to come in. But in order for the sojourner to be accepted and come in, they had to partake in the customs and everything that old Israel, that Old Testament Israel was partaking in. It wasn't like, hey, you get to come and do what you want to do, and then you still get to be a part of the club. No, it was even beyond assimilation. They had to go through the whole process, and many of them circumcise themselves like the Israelites did, right? The circumcision of the flesh, even as grown men. So how about think about that for a minute. They became a part of Israel as a sojourner, but they still didn't have the same rights as an Israelite, which is why it was so amazing to see what happened in the person of Jesus Christ with the Gentiles, us being brought in as part of Christ. And then what's Paul say? He says, don't let these individuals come in to your church, come into your community and continue to take. If they don't work, send them out. And that's in multiple letters. I think it's in Galatians. It's definitely in the New Testament letters like Ephesians, Philippians, 1st and 2nd Thessalonians. Paul talks about making sure that those who come in are meeting the standard required by Christ. And that's not what these folks are talking about. It is always conditional. The conditions of Jesus Christ is we accept what he did for us on the cross. And if we don't repent in our heart and confess with our mouth that he is Lord, we won't be saved. It is conditional on me saying, God, I am nothing, you are everything. That's not a work, that's faith in him. And so it is also conditional that we hold the standards that he presents for us. And what are those standards? To elevate my neighbor over myself, or at least treat him the same way. But how do we do that? We don't do that by giving in to the wrong thing. We do that by holding the standard for the right thing. And so when we're talking about illegal immigration, they have done the wrong thing across the board. There's nothing based in Christianity that says that we have to open the door of my home to some random individual to come in and live with me. No, that's the antithesis of what we live as Christians. As the man of the house, I'm supposed to protect my family. As government officials, we are supposed to protect our people. In Alabama, as the senator for Alabama, the people of Alabama. As the president of the United States of America. Because if we import the third world, we become the third world. If we don't have borders, we're no longer a sovereign country. There's a reason that everybody wants to get here. And it's not because we're like where they came from. They need to come and assimilate and follow our laws. And when they don't, they're doing the antithesis of what we believe as Christians and what we believe as Americans and what's outlined in our Constitution. So when they say you need to read the Bible, well, obviously they haven't. And I've read it a lot. And I can tell you the Bible does not uphold what we're seeing in illegal immigration across this nation, especially criminal illegal immigrants that are victimizing people in communities.
Well, and I certainly haven't read the good book as much as you, but my sense was loving the stranger to the estrangement of your neighbor is not the right idea. And
that's exactly right.
Seems to be exactly what they're doing. I appreciate your time, Jared. Again, folks have been talking to Jared Hudson. If folks like what they're hearing, want to support your campaign, volunteer, donate money, how can they do so?
Yeah, go to hudsonforalabama.com. Check us out, like, share, and follow. The Lord has blessed us tremendously. It's been a huge grassroots movement. I'm an outsider, and the success that we've had has been through hard work, but more importantly, the hand of God. So if you want to be a part of that, we would love to have you join our team on May 19th. We need your vote, so be sure to get out and vote in this primary on May 19th.
Well, appreciate it, man. We'll talk again soon, hopefully.
Hey, thank you, brother. Y'all have a great day.
You too. Again, folks, Jared Hudson, always appreciate his time, and I think we still have quite a competitive race here on our hands. Despite the Trump endorsement, because, Trump endorsements have been taken away and given to others.
We've seen that here.
Now, Barry Moore, I'm not surprised he got that endorsement because Barry's very early in his support for Trump, and he's been very conservative up there. But Jared Hudson ain't backing down. Steve Marshall ain't backing down. And there are many, Rodney Walker, Morgan Murphy. A lot of these folks are not going to allow that to deter them. And when you see what happened in the 22 cycle.
Yep.
I like what I'm hearing. I like what I'm hearing from him. I almost went into the Maha thing, trying to doubling down on your red velvet cake lunch. Like, is this the most healthy way to live with all that red 30 in there?
Let's big picture it.
Let's big picture it.
Okay. Eddie's down a bunch of pounds. It's okay to reward yourself with a piece of cake now and again.
Yeah, that's
weird. You had a big closing today. It's okay to tell yourself good job.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yes, it is okay to tell yourself
I know. Why do you keep dogging me out, man? Let me have my day.
Just you're a grown man, and you sit down with your lunch, and it's a big old piece of red velvet cake.
Because I deserved it.
Finished off with
sweet tea,
500 calories of sweet tea, because it's not a little cup. It's one of those big foam.
And I was going to do the half and half, but they let me fill it, so it's just straight sweet tea.
Heck, God, man.
And a large Diet Coke.
Yeah, but I appreciate. I like a lot of what Jared was saying.
I do. I liked his passion for sure, but I liked his tone and I liked his message.
Well, especially that last question and answer. I was like, I'm just getting back into this stuff, and to hear a fellow who's well versed hear these just random lib comments about it. It's like, yeah, if you want to go there, let's go there. And I think it'd be a real healthy thing.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're just using it,
but that's so many are doing that though.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't surprise me anymore that so many people are doing it. I'm still surprised when people get taken by someone that way. Like, we've seen enough of and I don't mean to knock him personally, but swagger type people out here.
Yeah, man.
Oh
yeah.
Come on, guys.
Charismatics. Yeah.
That are just snake oil salesmen.
Mm-hmm.
Fall for them all the time.
Now, the Trump endorsement's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
But who made Trump kiss her ring in 22?
That very captivating Katie Britt.
Yeah. New poll out.
Uh-oh.
The Alabama poll. Last week, Michael T. Lowry, founder of the Alabama poll, released new poll results showing that while Alabamians have a very favorable opinion of President Donald Trump when it comes to endorsements, U.S. Senator Katie Britt may have more influence.
I agree.
Well, President Trump's endorsements of Congressman Barry Moore and ALGOP Chairman John Wall have dominated headlines. A Katie Britt endorsement actually tests stronger with Alabama GOP primary voters, and both races remain led by the candidates Trump did not endorse, Lowry explained in a polling memo.
Let's not forget who bowed down and kissed the ring of the woman.
In his polling memo, Lowry explains why Britt's endorsement carries more weight. Fewer negatives. Only 11% say a Britt endorsement makes them less likely to support a candidate compared to 15 to 16% for a Trump endorsement.
Okay.
Broader coalition, Britt performs dramatically better with moderates.
Yeah.
She's +4, net +4
Yeah.
there. And women, net +38.
No doubt.
No shock there.
Yep.
Segments where Trump endorsements underperform or actively work against candidates with voters. And, wait, you're saying women don't like Donald Trump?
Not all women.
Yeah.
I think there are a lot of women that
No,
do.
but
yeah,
a lot that don't.
Right.
And reaches the endorsement-resistant voter. Among the 39% who say Trump's endorsement makes, quote-unquote, no difference, a Britt endorsement still moves 25% towards more likely. That's incremental value Trump does not unlock.
Yeah, I can see that.
Lowry's poll focused on the races for U.S. Senate and Lieutenant Governor, in which Trump has endorsed Barry Moore and John Wall in that Lieutenant Governor race. Despite both of those endorsements, both candidates are trailing, with Attorney General Steve Marshall leading in the Senate race and Secretary of State Wes Allen ahead in the Lieutenant Governor's race. A Britt endorsement for Marshall or Allen would provide a powerful counterweight to Trump's picks and potentially prove more decisive with the voters who actually determine these races, Lowry said. He then described the challenges Moore would face in major media markets within the state, given his lack of name ID and Marshall's favorability. It's anybody's game.
It is, but maybe she's waiting. I assume she's waiting to, because the field is so crowded right now.
Yeah.
Let it trim down a little bit. She's certainly in no hurry.
It's going to be a long way to make.
Yeah, that's what I mean. There's no hurry. I can see if I'm wanting her support, then yeah, I'm putting it out there. Hurry up and support me. But if I'm her, hey man, time's on my side.
So I just wanted to throw that out there because that does surprise me a little bit. Not too much. Surprised me a little bit.
Well, you know she's working the crowd. Do you think she has one favorite in particular she's just not being incredibly vocal about?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think she's waiting.
Yeah. That's a smart move, man.
Yeah, I have suspicions of who that endorsement might be given to, but I'll wait till the time when it's actually official. My speculation ain't worth much at all. But before we hit this break, Coach Tuberville came out and did a thing. You know, there's this bill, the legislation ending the election of the Alabama Public Service Commission.
Yeah.
They want to change it from an elected body to an appointed body. House Bill 392. It would transform the PSC into an appointed entity, received approval on Tuesday during a House committee hearing. It's introduced by State Representative Chip Brown. The legislation has now won support from both state officials and federal lawmakers, including the presumptive future governor of Alabama and current U.S. Senator Tommy Tuberville. I've read this bill and it's very simple, Tuberville told reporters during a call Wednesday. We're in a land rush. Companies are coming back to the U.S. and Alabama with a heavy focus on moving all over the Southeast. In all states, energy is king for these new industries, and I want experts making sure our utilities are being responsible with taxpayer dollars. Tuberville argued the overhaul is necessary to ensure the PSC is meeting its statewide responsibilities, saying, quote, the PSC isn't aligned with the state leadership to keep utility rates down, which they need to be, and stop ridiculous regulations from being implemented. If they don't do that, then they need to go immediately, not at the end of a 6-year term. Alabama is one of only 10 states that elect public service commissioners, and even with that, all 3 of Alabama's current commissioners have been appointed, not elected. Tuberville pointed to the Tennessee Valley Authority as a prime example of another entity that was in need of changes for similar reasons. We've got to raise the bar and ensure the right qualified people are overseeing our utilities, not politicians looking for the next job or doing political favors when they're up for re-election or election, Tuberville said. I've seen it firsthand with TVA in the last couple of years. The board of TVA wasn't aligned with President Trump's energy policies or with North Alabama, and they suffered because of it. So what did President Trump do? He cleaned house. Tuberville adds, we can't keep doing the same things and expect different results. The legislature needs to pass this package and focus on the future of the people of Alabama. The bill is part of a 3-bill reform package that includes data center legislation in addition to PSC changes. You got awfully quiet over there. You don't like this?
Nope. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Yeah, we've elected people in there, but what good has that done? I mean, we still got the highest rates in the country, so it just shows that you put a schmuck in there, they can get bought out like anybody else. But it's the one thing we do have. So I put this back on the voters. If we put somebody in there, and they don't do what they're supposed to do, then you have to hold them accountable somehow. But if we put Joey in there, and I go and Joey's put in by several other people, I don't feel like I have the power of that. I'm going to call Tommy and say Joey sucks at his job, and Tommy's like, yeah, but he's doing it. No, that's putting too much arm's length between me and the person that's supposed to be protecting me.
Well, what about his point? Now, it is interesting as Jim Ziegler has gotten into this thing.
Yeah,
this comes up. But what to his point of whether you had elections or not, it seems the PSC is controlled and no threat to the powers that be at all.
They're not, but they want them that way.
And so could changing it from the electoral system we have to appointed system allow, say, a brand new governor to appoint his own people and move in the direction he envisions?
Okay.
Despite what powerful big mules in the state say.
Sure, but I can trust we'll say that governor we're talking about is Tuberville. I feel like I can trust him, but I don't know if I can trust the next one.
Sure, but it moves the electoral accountability to more and more on the head of the governor to actually knock heads together and make correct appointments. But it does remove that direct democratic check on the PSC members themselves.
I don't like it. You're taking more and more, even though there's not much power there. But you are taking more and more away from me.
You know me. You know me. Like, I'm kind of open to hear people's opinion on this, but elections often are a means of making you think like you have a chance or think you have a way of checking, but they're hacked. And I don't mean like the machines are hacked. I mean the donor networks, how they do media.
It's already been written.
They already know the script they're going to run, and anybody that rises up and really challenges them as a populist, they can take to the woodshed. So if that's the case, then maybe you have hope in a very powerful, vigorous executive changing things.
You're putting... No, I don't.
Yeah. We might be almost the other thing screwed either way.
I'm fine with if all governors were going to be like Tuberville, which I'm not for sure he'd be that way. I just feel like he would lean into that. However, man, I think that whole system is screwed. Nobody should have that job that makes more than $100,000 a year, because that's putting people that are out of touch with the average consumer. It's just like, when's the last time that guy, whoever's in there now, when's the last time they pumped their gas? When's the last time they did anything that they had to do? That's a contract, Jill.
I got a feeling a lot of folks I don't know if Kay Ivy's pumping her gas.
She ain't pumping her gas. Better not be driving nowhere.
Right, I agree with that. God love her.
But you can't put elitists in charge of something that's supposed to benefit the people, because we know that's not going to happen.
And again, my rebut to that is, what if you have a good elite?
We don't, though. We don't.
But the current ones that are in there were the ones who were elected.
Right. I agree with that. However, this is also the one that tried to make me take a COVID vaccine that...
True.
Right.
That's true.
So at some point, I got to give up on the elite. And honestly...
Maybe we need a new elite.
Right. But our constituents put them in there. But let's look around our constituents. How often do we disagree with them? So...
Yeah, our constituency is... there's some things to be left of desire.
Yeah, and I don't like because it's the little things, and that's how we've gotten to where we're at in life now. It's the little strings that they've been pulling. The little strings of power that we used to have that we don't. Consumers. Right now, your consumer stuff, you'll get a warranty with something, right? You feel like, I got a warranty. That warranty ain't worth the paper it's printed on because no one's here on the consumer side to hold them accountable.
Well, and reading in between the lines of Tuberville's statement he just made today, it seems like AI is driving this car.
Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Now, again, it could be you empower a vigorous executive to say, we're going to build and we're going to build a lot of capacity so we can attract a lot of this stuff. And we're not going to hang it up with environmental concerns and this regulatory thing and that regulatory thing. No, we're going to get the job done like we're running a frickin' company. And we're going to get it done quick to the benefit of the people of this state. Then the question becomes, is it actually to the benefit of the people of this state? Which people?
Which people? The few.
Yeah.
Is my guess.
Well, we'll see. But that just came out.
Just don't like that, dude. I don't. Not that I can honestly say that I've ever thought we had a good one in there. But maybe that's just my hope that one day we will get a good one in there. But you got to put. You can't have somebody that has a ton of money over, the go-between between a huge company and, let's say, your average Joe. This is what we get.
Yeah.
This is what we get.
Anyway, got to hit this break. We'll be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
"2026 marks 60 years that hope has had a home in Alabama. At the Alabama Sheriff's Youth Ranches, children who've lost everything through no fault of their own have found something priceless. A safe place to live, a loving Christian family, and the chance to simply be kids again. Here, boys and girls grow up surrounded by care, guidance, and faith, learning right from wrong, learning responsibility, learning they are valued and that their lives have purpose. As the Alabama Sheriffs have believed for 6 decades, it's easier to build boys and girls than to repair men and women. These former ranchers are now teachers, parents, business owners, and leaders, living proof that love, structure, and faith can change a life forever. As the Alabama Sheriff's Youth Ranches celebrate 60 years of serving Alabama's children, you can help ensure the next child has the same chance. Learn how you can make a difference at alabamasheriffsyouthranches.org. 60 years of building lives, and we're just getting started.
For many homeowners, there's untapped reserves hiding in plain sight. It's not in the savings account. It's not in the stock market. It's right under your roof. Now more than ever, homeowners are sitting on record levels of home equity, and that equity belongs to you. It can be used to consolidate high-interest credit card debt, to pay expensive school tuition, to cover medical expenses, to invest in renovations, you name it, because that money is yours. This isn't about taking on unnecessary debt. It's about using an asset you already own to improve your financial position and your quality of life. The key is understanding your options and choosing the strategy that fits your goals. Let's see what's possible with the equity in your home. Give us a call at Alabama Home Mortgage today at 334-567-4223 or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. That's Alabama Home Mortgage, because there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586368, Equal Housing Lender.
This is your roving reporter. Today I'm talking with a prospector.
That's right, man. I'm prospecting for gold. You dig?
No, but it looks like you do.
And you know the first thing I'm going to do when I strike it rich?
What's that?
I'm going to hire David Ernest to be my money man.
You mean everyone's favorite asset preservationist?
That is correct, man. I'm going to call him up at 833-596-7233. 833-596-SAFE.
You know, I've heard a lot of good things about David Ernest.
You know, he's the best money man around with over 40 years of experience.
Experience is necessary, especially when you're digging for gold.
That's right, man.
And I can see that you don't have very much experience.
What do you mean, man?
Well, you have the little plastic bucket and shovel like a kid would take to the beach.
Yeah, man. Well, I want to start out small and then kind of pace myself up until I strike it rich.
Well, maybe you should call David Ernest first.
You think he's got a shovel?
Never know till you ask.
I dig, man.
We get this question all the time.
Do you handle that?
Buying or selling a home?
Yes.
Commercial?
Yes.
Land or investments?
Absolutely. Hannah and Eddie Realty Group.
One team.
Every real estate move. 334-322-0662.
The employees of Adams Drugs would like to thank you for trusting us with your health care in 2025. We look forward to serving you and your family in 2026. You will continue to enjoy the same services such as immunizations, compounding, medication therapy management, delivery service, and wellness clinics, to name a few. Looking for that perfect gift for a loved one? Visit our Emily B. gift shop and find everything from Tyler candles to scout bags. Gift wrapping is available. If you have not visited Adams Drugs and experienced the award-winning customer service, we ask you to consider us for your prescription care in 2026. We have 12 convenient locations to serve you in the River Region. 8 in Montgomery, 1 in Wetumpka, Prattville, Millbrook, and Pine Level, Marbury. Please find us at adamsdrugs.net for the location that is nearest to you. Adams Drugs is your local, independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number 1 in the number 2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Wiley Sanders Truck Lines.
Go to work for a family that puts God and family first. Wiley Sanders is looking for experienced dump truck drivers. Call them today, 855-777-9785. Drive for Wiley Sanders Truck Lines and be part of the family.
Rich Thomas weather.
Well, hi, everybody. We've got some cooler air starting to filter into the area. So tonight will be partly cloudy. Overnight low temperature down to about 42. I think we'll be in the upper 60s to around 70 tomorrow and Friday with a good bit of sunshine. Rather cool at night. Then on Valentine's Day, Saturday, the high temperature up to about 72. Risk of some widely scattered showers perhaps by Saturday afternoon into Saturday night. But the main event, rain and thunderstorms likely in the overnight hours Saturday night into Sunday. Some of those storms strong, possibly severe. 'Tis the season for that. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Delray Publix.
If it concerns your community, you'll hear about it on News Talk 93.1. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
To the phones, talk to Chris. Hey, Chris, how you doing?
Hey, guys.
What's up?
Just calling. What's up going on?
Another day.
Yeah, you got it. I was calling about all this stuff with the data centers, and of course that dovetails into this PSC deal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the first fear, I think, and they talked about this in an earlier show, was the PSC over in Georgia. Two liberals ended up winning, or Democrats ended up winning their PSC race over there.
Mm-hmm.
And that probably was a shot across the bow. Hey, these are down or off season votes or elections, and they're down ballot folks, and their fear probably is that next thing you'll know, they're going to be demanding windmills and all this kind of stuff in the state.
Yes.
But the other thing is that the technology of these data centers and AI is rapid, has been so rapid. I don't think we've really caught up with the repercussions of the amount of power and water these things are going to use.
Yep.
And guys, I'm telling you right now, this is why you're seeing these solar farms popping up. There's all these offsets that they're able to buy. People build these things. Meta buy part of it as an offset and all this kind of stuff. That's why you're seeing these farms showing up. And why is that? Well, the state of Alabama is very plentiful. We produce a good amount of electricity here. We have all these natural resources. So I'm sounding like a liberal now. We're kind of being exploited.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Said it for a long time.
And I love ChatGPT and Gronk and all that stuff. But, guys, I'm telling you, this is going to affect us long term because the amount of water and power these things are going to use.
Yep.
I like Elon Musk. He's saying shoot these things into space and let the solar, it being solar and it just beam back down instead of it being terrestrial and sitting on the ground sucking all these resources up.
Well, and then the other side of this is not only do utility costs potentially go up. Now, they don't necessarily have to if you do build more power capacity, but that's not exactly easy to stand up unless you're ready to empower an executive to go and do it and make it happen like within 5 years at least, if not even faster. But not everybody's moving at the speed of Musk. But on the other side of that, the speed of how these things are improving. Read a piece the other day from a coder saying he can just put in like 2 basic sentences and it'll spin up a whole app that used to take him hours, and it's correct. And more lawyers are starting to see it. I'd imagine financial advisors are going to see this.
Oh, yeah.
Like a lot of folks, it's not the worker. It's going to be your sort of white collar and your middle management. Like these things initially, you're like, if you're thinking of the free ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini, you're thinking of the one you paid for from 2, 3, 4 years ago, it's light years ahead. And I've noticed it with Grok. It's just getting better and better and better at doing these jobs. And don't treat it like Google. Treat it like bring it into your workflow. And you'll start to notice, oh, crap, how good these things are.
It's an assistant. It's really, you're pretty much at 60. I'm not trying to say, but, ChatGPT for 3 users is like $60 a month. That's an assistant. That they're able to produce stuff for you that would, take an assistant maybe an hour to do and gather the information. I mean, you can scan documents in. It can spit out reports. It's crazy. In my business, I mean, it's going to be able to buy and sell stock for you and trade. I mean, the amount of stuff that it's going to do, I mean, I'm not so sure Musk isn't right. It's going to push into where you're not going to have a job.
Right.
I mean, maybe you have an agent. Maybe you've developed an agent that you sell that produces something and makes revenue. I mean, the future is really gray out there, and I really don't know what's going to happen. I don't think some people even realize what's going to happen. You start talking to even people my age about, hey, are you incorporating this in your business, or do you see it? They're like, I don't really know what you're talking about.
Right.
I'm like, you better.
A lot of folks getting blindsided.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to get blindsided.
Well, and the hope is it will create essentially such productivity you will get superabundance to where, like, you won't want for anything. Like, but it's going to upend the social order like crazy. And it's happening now. Like, it's happening before you know it, folks. The next 5 years in particular.
Yeah, next 5 years going to go by.
These kids going to college. I mean, I'm looking at kids going to college, parents spending all this money on college. You get some goofball degree, and next thing you know, that's irrelevant.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what a third turning, fourth turning, whatever it's called. I mean, the world is completely going to be upended and changed. But in the meantime, like you say, you're talking about all the resources now to control these things and make them function. What is the effects of that on you and I and our electricity and our water bills and other stuff?
Especially water and water quality, because they're going to, they got to use the water for the cooling. So you're going to have chemicals on one side of that heat exchanger and water on the other. You have gaskets that leak over time. You're going to end up with chemicals in the river, just kind of like we already have. So I like the idea of Musk much better, but I don't know if that's in the realm of possibility. Not in the next 5 years anyway.
Yeah. I just, like I said, it's just there's a lot of question marks out there for a lot of people, and you really need to start thinking more forward. Like, my son's gonna be going to college. I'm like, man, I really don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
I just know everything runs on electricity, electric engineering, something like that. But you're just basic degrees. I don't even know what that's even worth. Will be worth down the road.
Well, and start using the AI to be an autodidact. Teach yourself, then go through the certifications. I think will be huge.
Yeah.
Like learn this stuff. Either being very good at prompting it. I think that's going to be a major skill on being able to ask the right questions and give the right frame for the bot to work. But then you're also going to see a lot of folks who have to work on the back end of these new technologies, and that's probably going to be the most lucrative career space.
You talking about like building with your hands kind of stuff, doing that kind of those things?
Yeah, technical ability in engineering, electrician, like it could be something as simple as HVAC, or it could be more advanced engineering techniques and computer science techniques. So I'm not one. I'm a jackass who talks on the radio. But like I could see like young folks need to go and look into how do I take advantage at the front end or the back end of these emerging tech.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's a very wonderful thing. At the same time, it's very scary. And then there's, like I said, there's so many questions out there, and what the world's going to look like just in 5 years. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah. But again, my fear about all this, the PSC. I mean, I'm a big fan. I like being able, if your elected representative is not worth a darn, I like to be able to get rid of them.
Yeah.
Not being appointed by somebody that might be getting money, campaign contributions to put that person there and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But it does happen, of course, with the PSC race, but at least you can get rid of them.
Well,
at least you have the option to get rid of them.
Just to put the cherry on top, and I don't mean this in sort of like a kingly fashion, because I think Coach Tuberville is doing a lot of due diligence behind the scenes before he makes public statements. But I think we're about to enter into a world, and it's a matter of trusting him and his ability and his competency, which I don't distrust. What Coach Tuberville wants, he'll probably get when he picks and draws a line in the sand, and that could be a very good thing. It all rests on him, and it sounds like he's trying to be a mover and a shaker, not just another governor. So we'll see.
I hope so. That'd be great. That would be great.
Yeah. Well, I think we need to continue talking about this because, I mean, it's all revolving around these new technologies and what the world's going to look like or how we want to shape the world in the future. I mean, we can make it some dystopian place or we can make it a wonderful, exciting place to live. It's just depend on how humanity takes it.
Well, I appreciate the call, Chris.
Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, man. Y'all have a good one.
You too, brother.
Got to hit this break. We'll be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. With PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
Hi, I'm Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop Wellness Center at 8161 Vaughan Road. You know, with over 30 years experience in natural wellness, I've seen countless health fads come and go. A few years ago, we added a patented technology that actually activates your stem cells. It reverses the aging process at the cellular level. However, you do need proper hydration and targeted nutrition. At the Herb Shop, our advanced scanning and testing technology allows us to accurately assess your nutritional needs and get a customized plan for you. Come in today and see what the Herb Shop can do for you.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
News and talk without the static. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome back. Let's go right to the phones to close things out, as is tradition, with Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. Hey, Ray, how you doing?
I'm good. I didn't tell you about my deer hunt the other day.
No,
you sure
how
didn't.
did it go?
It went great. I got caught up on my Bible reading, and
Did you get a
because I
nap
was
in
out
too?
there by myself.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's a great place to catch up on your Bible reading, sitting in a deer stand.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then a doe walks out with two yearlings. I'm like, I'm not killing her.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's got a year. Yeah. They're out there playing around, having a good time. I'm like, I can't kill their mama. It just didn't feel right. And then a big old spike walks out. And I said, I'm not shooting a spike. And then a big 8-point walks out.
And?
I mean, gigantic. And boy, my heart's beating 100 miles an hour. And I fire and miss the darn thing.
Oh, man.
Well, it runs in the woods. About 3 minutes later, it runs back out on the field.
Well, come on.
Now I'm calm.
You don't have a second shot?
Pull the trigger again. And he just looks around. My scope's off.
That means you ain't even coming close.
Listen, I fired at that deer 7 times.
Just use your iron sights already.
And it never ever left the field.
Goodness.
And so my buddy Jim that I'm hunting with, he's like, hey, he comes, he said, were you angry at something out there? What was going on?
Yeah, you mad at the trees or something?
Yeah. It's like a war going off back there. I said, my scope's off. I can't believe this. And he said, let me have it. If it's off, I'll find out. And I said, if it's not off, I'll never live this down.
Yeah, you ain't kidding, man.
Yeah. That means I'm just the worst shot ever. So. But hey, if y'all need a floor, we are the best ever at 285-8117. We'll come out and give you that free measurement. Next thing you know, you got a floor down.
Again,
I can promise you'll go better than my deer hunt.
Again, that's 285-8117. And be sure to tell them that Ray Bowles, the great huntsman, was on the air with Joey and Eddie. But they really can take care of you folks when laying down new flooring. But I'm sorry all that patience ended up that way.
Annie Oakley. Jeez, come on.
That's all right. I got caught up on my Bible reading.
There you go. There you go.
All right, guys. Y'all have a great day.
See you, Ray.
Daggum, man. Especially like you're waiting and that true patience. Like, and you see the
At what point do you just throw the gun at him? Or you go get the truck.
Because you zero it in, you squeeze the trigger, you got it lined up, you know. You got
Let me
them
tell
right
you,
there.
when they don't move, that means you ain't even come close.
Mm-hmm.
They're wondering, where's the fireworks at?
Anyway, let's get out of here.
All right, bro, let's go.
Happy hour. They're next.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew.